Okay, yo. So, welcome to the Wrath of Aquarius podcast. We do episodes Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. And today we're going to talk about election predictions. We are your hosts, Matthew Sicilia.
And John Burnup.
Well, I mean, Jesus.
And we have special guests here today. He's back here for the fourth time.
Yeah.
I think the fourth time, right? I think.
Yeah, one by
Because-
myself, one with Teddy, the one that's coming out today. Yep.
Yeah,
It's
the
number
fourth.
4.
Coming back for the fourth time, Francesco Marano and Alex Bordonaro.
The second or third or fourth time.
And Charles.
This is
the cat.
like Alex's like millionth time back on this. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about
Alex is actually before we start, I just figured out Alex's role. You know, he's like the Kramer of the group. He just comes in. He doesn't live with the group, but he's with the group, like always.
exactly.
He just comes
He
in, hey,
comes in,
what's
he's
up,
like,
guys?
yeah,
You told me like the first time I was on, it was like a lot of views, right?
yeah,
Yeah, that one got a lot of
A
views.
decent amount.
yeah. I think
Compared to what, all the other videos.
now the highest is James's. With like
Okay.
31.
That makes sense. I mean, he has a community
30.
behind
No,
it,
it's
pretty
32, I think. Actually,
Oh, really?
yeah.
His still got up to 20 something though.
Yeah, yours is like, I think yours is actually almost 30 as well. It's
Okay.
like just a little bit under 30. If I remember right.
We can't even make those numbers. We need guests.
Yeah. I feel like that the weird, like our show is like the consistent things, and then we get the special guest
Yeah,
podcasts, and then those are like the ones that just kind
I mean,
of
that's
like.
what everyone wants to hear, people's opinions.
Yeah.
Get Biden on the cast and
Oh
Trump
my
right
God.
now,
Can I
guys.
get-
Have me
Do a call.
mediate the
Yeah.
questionnaires. I want only
I'm
my
just gonna go to
questions.
court.
I'll go rogue. Be like, yeah, what do you think about me, bro? How do I compliment you well? Like, can I get a compliment from you? I feel like the best way to handle politicians is to make fun of it.
Honestly,
Literally,
yeah.
ask questions like, this question is so important. I'm gonna tell it right before I die. Like, I'm gonna die right after. Tell the question something stupid and then just drop dead.
But he actually dropped him.
Just drop. Be like, yeah. What do you think about
Like cats. Just dies.
What do you think about cats, Mr. Trump? And just fall
And
over
you
and
get
die.
right when he starts talking, you just die. That'd be fucked up. Do you think he'd be traumatized?
I probably think it's a joke. I mean, obviously, I'm moving and getting up after.
Yeah, you'd probably be like,
Like this fucking
What is
guy.
going on
like,
here?
like, get this guy out of
You
here.
fall and die, or Trump falls and dies.
no, Will falls in
I
die.
mean, if that was the stakes, like, can you imagine that? Like, I need someone to ask like a question to me and you die. Like,
Shit.
and, like,
That'd
a
be fucked up.
specific-
Like,
a
specific question. Yeah,
Oh,
specific. That's weird that we just said that at the same time.
well, not gonna
Specific
work.
questions and you just fucking die right after.
Oh fuck.
Everybody refrain from asking questions today. Someone's gonna drop dead.
Only predictions here at your local forecast. We have 5 people.
He's going after your fucking
Yo,
leg
he's gonna rip
strings.
you apart.
Yeah.
I didn't even see that. I did these, right?
Yeah, I saw him like staring at him, and then he just went like, and I was like, oh shit,
Because
there goes your
What
pants.
the fuck is that? That's funny.
He climbs up that thing. He'll climb on top of that.
Yeah, you're sending me videos.
Yeah.
How does he make that jump?
He like
He
Spider-Man,
fucking scales
he'll climb down it and then jump off.
How does he get up? It just runs?
He just like fucking Spider-Man, bro. He just goes up.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, off. Wait, I'm thinking like behind the TV.
No.
I mean, like the,
No, I mean like
In the
he'll
drawers?
climb up.
No, fuck.
Yeah.
Good for Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Should have him.
Spider Cat.
I know. And then afterwards, I was like, I should have named him Peter
Yeah.
Parker.
Peter Parker.
Peter Parker. Peter Pumpkin. Something about fall.
So yeah, back to the election. So before we were looking on TV and we saw about this tagline saying that the only way to stop coronavirus is to get Trump out of office, as if that's an actual
That has
cure.
no bearing.
Yeah, it's just like if the virus magically stops after Joe Biden gets elected, that means they had the vaccine all along.
Yeah.
So that's fucked up. So then that would just kind of further the case that this is kind of like a
Do you guys
fucking
think
fake
that
virus
there's
and
actually a
shit.
vaccine that the Trump administration is purposely withholding until after the election?
I
don't
feel
think-
like both sides probably have one.
I feel like that would be stupid.
I think it takes how long to make a vaccine?
It takes a
It-
year.
Normally, it
Like
takes,
2 years,
takes a while.
3
It
it
years.
takes a long time,
Yeah.
and I think
If we have
I
one
think
right
he-
now,
I
that's
think
fucking
he
crazy.
put in,
But
it's called warp speed. He put in warp speed to get it done as fast as it could be done. I think
Well-
it's probably still just being done because it takes a long time to get a vaccine.
I think that if
I
there
don't think
was,
it's ready yet.
I think that if there was a vaccine, Trump would be the first one to want to get it out there as soon as possible
Yeah.
because he's trying to be reelected. So
That's true.
I
Yeah, he's trying
find
to get
it,
those votes to
I
fucking.
find it unlikely that he's withholding it until after the election because he's trying to do everything he can to get elected.
Yeah.
If there was a vaccine, he'd want to be like, look at what I delivered. Look at what I
Yeah,
did.
but I
Yeah.
feel like that if it's too like rushed just for votes, then I feel like that if it's fucked
Well,
up,
that's why
then
it's not
people are
out
gonna
already.
suffer.
That's why,
Yeah.
because he also could have put it out already and said,
It's true.
"Look, I put it out before for the people. I put it out as fast as I could, or whatever." And then people would be like, "Oh,
Exactly.
But what you were saying about that's why I don't think they have any shot of winning. They could have had a fairer. I think it's going to be a landslide. Realistic, like actually going to be a landslide. No matter then we have to see what they make the story of, and we can't count this and we can't. I think based on the people voting, it's going to be a landslide.
Yeah.
For him. And I think they could have had it a little more neck to neck, but they haven't. That's been their attitude. If he stays in office, it's not going to get better. Like they're not trying to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like they're trying to like.
They're like, oh, we have to get him out first before the virus gets better. But if he doesn't get out, the lockdowns are going to stay. They're like scaring it. You can't. that's not
Exactly, they're
helping
using
them
like
either.
scare tactics and shit like that. They're like, because then then you think about it, it's like, okay, then are you the ones that are forcing the lockdown? You know, like the Democratic Party or
Well, they
something
are,
like that.
yeah.
They're the ones
You know what I
forcing
mean?
the lockdown.
That's what
and
they're
shit
hoping
like that.
for, at least.
I think it's a ploy just to get more businesses and more people dependent on the government. You know what I mean? Like
For
that's-
coronavirus
just in
to try to
general, I think
ensue like a fucking like
yeah. I mean, really. I mean,
socialist.
I remember when Obama was running, he went out to the African American community and he's like, I'm going to make more food stamps available to you all, and everybody was cheering like that's a good thing. Like, is it a good thing to be so dependent on the government that you're put on food stamps, or is it better if you're able to get on your 2 feet and provide for yourself?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like there's a part of this where it's like, if everything is shut down.
That's in the cities where that's
Yeah.
happening. Just in the.
But
in
that's
the big
where the
cities,
that's where the
exactly.
Democratic
Well,
Party
that's
has
what I'm
more
getting
hold.
at. That's what I'm getting
Right.
at. Yeah.
So I think that if they succeed with keeping everything shut down forever, now you're going to have more people dependent on unemployment, more people dependent on other welfare programs, and
And
so
then
then
we're
it'll
in
make
debt to them
pushing
for the
and
rest
then,
of our lives.
and then it'll make them pushing their agenda easier because they would have trapped so many people in being so dependent and reliant on those programs.
Mhm.
Right now, those aren't popular programs because people don't need them. So,
Exactly, and then they're like, oh, you don't need them, let's make you need them. And then they fucking do all
and
this
they
shit.
shut everything down.
Yeah.
So the thing is, though, is like, if we're being completely honest here, life could be so simple, but people are just so greedy. Like,
Exactly.
You got people like my family rely on food stamps. My mom's in a wheelchair, my father can't work, so it's like makes sense. It's like, all right, I need it. But there's some people that brand new with like the brand new iPhone. I paid for my mom's iPhone. I work my hard money on it. Like I afford it because like, bro, I live in the 21st century. I need my phone, and especially nowadays, I want the iPhone 11. Fuck yeah, I did it. I'm doing it. My parents got one. My dad's got this flip phone. That's understandable. Like these people, they just use the money anyway and just spend it on themselves. You got like 6, 7 kids, and they're growing up in like Mercedes, but on food stamps. It's like whack. It's like obviously
Well, and
not that extreme, but like
That's the problem, and then there's a lot of people that really do need it, and there's all the people that are just using it like that. Makes it way harder for the people who genuinely need it together.
Exactly, because people take advantage of the situations.
and people that are hard working, they're not getting anything for it. The common working man's just working for the people who are abusing that. Like it makes sense for government to throw a little aid, but like it's like now they're throwing so much aid. The fact when Trump's like big thing is like canceling food stamps. was like, yo, there's gonna be a lot of upsets.
Yeah.
But it did. Then all of a sudden, like everyone's now reapplying because they can't work because we're in shutdown. It's whack. It's such a whack like scenario to be under because it's like I'm in both scenarios. Where I'm like, it's the government really like I didn't get a $1,200 check, like $600 check every like week.
Nope.
I got a $400 check. I didn't even get a raise.
Because you were working at your job, right?
Yeah. Now I'm wondering if I should work less to make a little less more money. Like, just I'm fucking tired. But like, thing is, like I'm just buying everything I need to set myself up for like my apartment type of lifestyle. Like I'm buying new clothes, all this stuff. So it's like it's been helping me out that I moved away from this corporate thing. But like the corporations, they didn't give a fuck.
No. They only see us as expendable pieces. They don't see us as actual humans.
I don't know. For who?
They're just like, nah, work.
I wanted to stay home. I mean, I would have killed myself, but I would have been nice. I would have hated just being, but I still did things. I went out and liked everything, but now everyone's back and I hate it. I look-y hate it.
I think it's one of the biggest hypocritical contradictions. Any Democrat who's like pushing for any of that stuff that then tries to say that like everyone makes America a greater place and everyone is contributing to the American dream. If you're putting people on unemployment and you're incentivizing people to remain in the lower class and to remain unemployed, it is therefore impossible for any American to actually go out there and contribute productively to American society. Right?
I thought it was kind of funny how what also we were talking in the car about like how it's so much easier for people to pass exams now.
Yeah.
Now grades don't matter. That means you just defunded the entire school system to make it easier just to cheat answers and not learn something. So it's like, all right, so we're gonna have now a stupider generation being raised underneath us. And it's like it just feels like they're trying to keep everyone stupid and happy, and it's like Disney keeps producing movies. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a whole like big thing, but like, it just seems too good to be true. Because like Democrats want like something like heavy. They want taxpayers to completely like, yeah, I still want more ghettos. Like, I want to create more like poverty so I can just line my pockets. But Republicans are like, yeah, we want more government control. Because it's like, where are we really going here? You want more or less control? Because every other like flip to it, it's just an opposite like opinion. Like, it's break out, but like Trump is trying to be like, hey, I'm trying to like stay so we're not that dependent on like foreign affairs, which makes sense. We want to be domestic again.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to go on the side rant, but it's like
It's fucked up that
he wants to control the virus here. He doesn't want to depend on China that already probably has the virus vaccine because I low-key feel like they put it out. I don't have knowledge,
Well,
but
they've
like
been
it's
open
too
for
splicing.
6 months.
You know what I'm saying?
They've been open for 6 months, you know, and they contained it in that one town. Like it never got out into China. It stayed in that one village where it broke out, but it spread everywhere else. You know what I'm saying?
But it's also a police state, so they have that type of control of the people. So it makes sense. But like, is it really like that, or did they really splice it out?
Why would they do that?
Because China's fucking crazy. Because Trump was like, "Fuck
There's
China
so
too."
much fucking
He said,
things
"Fuck North
coming
Korea,
out of
fuck China, fuck Russia." He almost said, "Fuck Russia." But Putin was like, "Nah."
I think
We ain't got that
it
slide,
destroyed a lot of economies, and we have to focus on ourselves right now.
But that's all I want.
Because now everyone is a little more vulnerable, and we're trying to get everything back. So it's like we can't be focused on other shit. Right now.
Yeah, we just gotta. That's the thing. We gotta rebuild the American.
And as someone who spent a considerable amount of time in Europe,
American.
and someone who spent
He's free to do so.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Can we record on a second phone? Because I forgot that, like... Oh, you already got it?
Oh,
Will, you're a fucking genius, bro. Thank you. Everybody, a round of applause for Will.
What do you do?
Thank you.
Stitch them together or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna smush them together because I realized that it's only pointing towards me and John, and then the mic's not pointing towards you guys, so I was like, I don't know.
You're gonna have a lot of cheese.
You're gonna have a lot of shuffle in the cheeses.
I'm definitely going to the supermarket later.
Get
a
a
shit ton
extra
of cheeses.
extra toasty cheese.
Ooh, that's the sign to get an extra toasty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Universal signs. But as you were saying, Alex?
as someone who spent a lot of time in Europe talking to a lot of people, I feel like we've been told by the media that the rest of the world like hates us and hates Trump. I've spoken to a lot of like local people in a lot of European countries, and they respect him.
They love him.
I've
They
heard about
respect him.
Europeans
They
just
say
Yeah.
they say he's a dick.
They
They
love-
say he's an asshole. But they say that.
he does what has to be done.
But they
He's
say
getting
like
shit done, though.
if we didn't, they're like for example, like I was in Malta and I had like a taxi driver taking me to my hotel I was staying at for spring break, and he's like, if we didn't perceive him as a dick, then he wouldn't be doing his job. The only people who should be looking at him in a positive light are his people,
Right.
because he's their president. We're not supposed to like him.
Oh.
And he's like, if he's coming into Europe and he's speaking to the EU and he's making us pay more money for this, that, and the other thing, he's like, it just shows how dedicated he is to his people. You know?
That's what they like. And
Yeah.
they've had
And it's like a
in
mutual
Europe,
respect.
in Europe, they've had like rallies and shit for him.
Yeah.
In India, they
Oh,
love
they
him
love
in
him in
India.
India.
They had
Yeah,
him
that's
in a fucking like I don't know how many thousand people stadium. They had him while he was president.
That's
no
insane.
one knows this because they don't show it.
Yeah.
Come out on the stage and like I don't know 20,000 people in the arena. Trump, like
Jesus
in India.
Christ.
That's
In-
fucking crazy.
In Jerusalem, Israel.
Why does, like,
They
people
love
like
him
this?
there in Israel. They do rallies for because he got the peace
Yeah.
shit done there, so they're
Yeah.
fucking they're ecstatic.
Why does like the EU hate us though? Like, because he pulled out of the Paris Treaty and stuff, and like all like the like I don't want to say it like this, but like the main country, like English, like the England, China, like they really hate us. They're just like they really do not like him because I feel like he's
Because
not
they-
abiding
It's because
by,
he's
like,
Because
against what
Those
they want
places
fucking
have a
done.
more democratic and they're very they don't like his
ideology.
His ways of
his-
thinking
yes.
and going.
so
about
like
things.
him leaving that accord especially went against the climate shit and Europe is all scientists are everything they're the god like whatever the scientists say like
Mhm.
so
But then they pay off the scientists to say
right,
what they
then
want
you, yeah,
to be.
so that's the whole thing.
Right.
So him going
Living
against
fucked.
it, like they're against him. Well, they say but it's not like even the people there. It's just the officials. They say that we have to be mad at him now because he, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he did this, and you're like, but do you have proof? And it's like, no, but I'm saying to fucking go against. It's just like,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Fuck you, exactly. Fuck you. Because we can.
Right.
And I mean,
Because
when we
we're
were at
American, not
when we were at
American.
Frankie's house, shut the fuck up. When we were at Frankie's house, and you were talking about how, yeah, I don't remember exactly. We were talking about how, I guess how the media rips into Trump. I feel like a lot of people are really starting to get that now and see that it's really fucking one-sided
Yeah.
and really bad. They've heard a lot of it, because I was talking to, they don't support Trump, and I was like, I'm not technically really a Trump supporter, but like, I'm like, the amount of shit I've been seeing and hearing recently, I'm like, it's been fucking, it's making me fucking think. And they were agreeing too, so I was like, if they're agreeing, I feel like, then there's definitely some shit that's.
Yeah.
I know we're talking about, but yesterday I sent it to you. I guess you didn't see it. I wake up. I live off of Main Road. I'm hearing horns left and right. I wake up. I'm like, what the fuck is going on outside? And then I'm like, I'm in bed. I'm like. And
It's
I
happening. It's like
jumped-
Santa Claus on
Dude,
a fire truck going around town.
Yes,
Just
I
fucking
jumped
jump.
out of my bed and ran upstairs. And I look at the window, cars flying
Just
by with the
Trump flags.
for 3 hours, dude.
Holy
Was that
Not-
the big ass fucking like parade
Car
that was
thing.
going on like last week or whatever?
They've been doing it every week. This is what I'm getting at. In the city, on the bridge, there's a video of people on the
Yeah.
Tappan
They
Zee
don't
Bridge
want you to
getting
see
out of
it.
their cars, trucks everywhere. Like in every state, in California, New York, of all places, every single weekend there's
a
thousands
lot
of
in
people
New York,
with
yeah.
like if you just use your eyes and you turn the news off, like what is it?
Yep.
Come on.
Well, it's like you were
When's the
saying.
last time you saw fucking Biden? I've seen like
No,
2
you know.
Biden signs
I've seen a couple
spread
yeah,
out throughout,
that's it,
and
though.
no one no one has any enthusiasm for him. If you
Right.
just
You
look
see
at
it right
that
here
shit.
on the corner of 112 and 347 by the train thing, the Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
There was like a Biden, call it a protest? I don't know. It's like people saying like dump Trump, like well,
What
like,
was
whatever.
it, like
just
10
like
people?
just like bitching about
How
Trump.
many people was it?
5.
50 tops,
Mm-hmm.
probably in the 30s. It was nothing. And then the next day, Trump rally. When I tell you there was like 300 or 400 people there.
Yeah.
I just
And
I
that's
don't know.
every day, or every weekend day for like the past month. If no one's like, all throughout Long Island.
And it's funny
In the
because
city multiple times, filling up Manhattan on all the bridges in California. They put up the Trump sign in California.
Yeah,
Did you
it's
see
crazy.
that?
yeah, and it's funny too because like the whole
And Pennsylvania, I'm sorry, he had 50,000 people in Pennsylvania
Really?
2 nights ago.
A lot of people say Trump
50,000
supporters
people.
are silent until like we're gonna see a lot of
Yep.
Because they're being
Yeah.
silent.
Tuesday.
well that was
But
what
not
I
this
was-
time. Not this time. We're
Not now,
more-
yeah,
Well, I
they're
gotta-
making themselves
I gotta tell you, I think that there are a lot of Trump supporters who feel insecure.
Yes.
You were saying that in the car.
Yep.
Because then you're called a Nazi if you say something,
I've
and
been
then immediately
saying this. I feel like-
shuts
I
them
think
down.
that-
I feel like for
So
the
you're
past
racist
4
and
years,
you're a
I
Nazi.
can't,
It's like,
I
no.
can't tell anyone that
I
I like
think
him. I
that-
can't share anything. Everyone else can, but I
Fuck
can't
you.
share anything.
You climbing on your
Fuck
back.
you,
Yeah.
Frankie.
Charles.
I think that every single fucking house that doesn't have a
Look at
Biden
that!
sign,
They're filing up their.
yeah, they're fucking getting ready for the
Yo,
fucking
I'm about to
apocalypse.
fight naked. Let's go.
Yeah.
But seriously, like, what the
But
fuck? People are loading guns because
I-
they're scared.
I seriously think that every fucking house that doesn't have a Biden-Harris sign is a Trump supporter. And I think that there are a lot of houses that don't have Trump signs up because they're worried about people coming and breaking into their house. Like this shit. People are getting ready for people to just go batshit crazy. I mean, if let's just say that you're a man and you're married and you have kids, you have a family, you live in a nice house.
You can't do
Would
that.
you want to put that kind of a target on your back, knowing that there are people destroying cities?
No.
That those people might potentially throw a rock through your window?
Yeah.
So I think that there are a lot of Trump supporters that are quiet this time around.
And
Because
it's-
back in 2016, I think that people were more open because there wasn't as much hate on the other side for Trump as there.
But there was
as there
still
is
a
now.
big silent majority that made him like no
Yes.
one thought he
Yeah,
was going to
massive.
win.
I think
and
the
there was a
silent
lot of
majority
quiet
is still
people
there.
then. But now that's what I'm saying. Now there's all these people that are like, fuck it, we're going out, we're showing our whatever, and there's still going to be the silent who will not wear a shirt or go out still,
Yeah,
but are watching all the
yeah, man. I mean, I have a Trump Pence car magnet from 2016. I won't put it on my car.
No
No,
what.
it's
I
just
won't
gonna
do it.
get
He's
key.
gonna get
Yep.
vandalized.
I won't do it. I have my NRA membership sticker on my car, but that's all I'll do.
Yeah.
So I think that there are a lot of people like that. And it's funny too because the whole Biden Democratic Party whole thing is like love Trump's hate and love will overcome. If you watch the Trump rallies and you watch the Biden rallies, he's screaming. It's all just charged with hate and disgust and how terrible this country is right now. Whereas you watch Trump and it's overwhelming enthusiasm. And you got people cheering. you
With
got
everyone
people-
too, yeah.
every-
Everyone is
right?
like fucking dancing, they're
So-
cheering, they're happy.
I don't know, man.
In New York, it's crazy though because I mean, you guys were saying before the city holds the majority of Democrats.
Cuomo's taking it to them. We're gonna be Democrats. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
But it's the city that's making New York Democrat. When you
That's
go
it.
upstate, it's all Trump.
If
Because
you
nobody
get,
wants
get
to
rid of
Cuomo
Manhattan,
out,
New York's red.
Yeah, Long
Yeah,
Get
Island.
rid
exactly.
of Manhattan, it's 100% red
Yeah.
New York.
Do you think that's why they kind of flood everybody into that city so it's overwhelmingly
That's what they
Democratic
do in
to
every
like
city.
fucking yeah.
That's what they do in every
Yeah, that's why all the
Yeah.
cities are liberal.
the
Yo,
whole
we
point.
fucking figured it out. You heard it for the
People
first
have
year on the
known
Wrath
that.
of Aquarius.
People know this already. People know this already. That's what I'm saying.
That's fucking crazy. That actually makes sense on why they want a lot of people in fucking cities. It's to override the fucking
Think about
whole
it.
entire state.
Think about it. Where are all the big schools? Like
In
the prestigious-
democratic fucking.
And what do they teach you at those schools?
literally
The
all
people
like
that come
liberal
out of
shit.
those schools.
Yeah.
What are they like? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why there's
What
always
are they
crazy
teaching?
protests at universities.
Right.
The Blue Wave. What is that book about?
Look at this guy.
Game changers. Tell us about it.
You gotta write these down for me. I'm gonna
Take
go.
pictures.
Yeah,
I
but
want
what
to
about-
drop. I want to drop this class because this is exactly what the fuck I'm mastering in.
This is
government.
what they're making you read.
Yes.
See
Yes.
what I mean? Why?
This is the shit that people are being indoctrinated with.
Yeah.
I'm I'm mastering in government politics, and right now by 5 o'clock I have to have a 5-page paper written, going over the chapters that I had to read for this past week. And, this one is the blue wave. the 2018 midterms and what they mean for the 2020 election. It's basically like a 300-page op-ed about like the Democratic influence and how there's going to be a referendum on Trump and how there's this huge blue wave that's coming in 2020. This one,
they're speaking it into the universe as it's going to happen. It's like because they speak as like they're just like, oh my god, like this is going to happen. He's going to lose. Like they speak like the future that they see is actually going to happen and stuff like that. But then it doesn't. And then it's just like, what the fuck? It's like literally brainwashing people to think that way. For everybody. Exactly, it's propaganda. It's like everybody's thinking that that's going to happen, but then it flips.
You know, like right here, you know, voters balanced the good and the bad in the Trump ledger and decided that providing a check on the president was more important than embracing the solid economy and the Trump agenda. That's an opinion.
Yeah.
That is an opinion. That is not an objective statement.
Exactly.
And it's just, that's what this whole book is. And then I'm supposed to take this, read it, and then come up with a scientifically, empirically accurate paper? It's impossible to do.
Exactly, because you're only seeing one side of the argument. You're not seeing the other side.
This class is basically every student sucking the professor's dick. Because we all know where the professors line up.
Yeah, and if you go otherwise, they'll give you a
fail
bad
you.
grade.
They'll fucking fail you.
Yep.
So I have to basically compromise my own values and what I think and how I want to interpret this, and I just have to play into what she wants to hear. But 100%, I'll be the first one to agree with you that the whole school system right now, it's terrible.
I'd make a scene. I'd drop that class and tell the fucking place. I'd be like, fuck that shit.
St. John's. Well, I'm doing it from home, but yeah, St. John's.
Yeah. Because at Farmingdale, I feel like a lot of the professors actually have pretty, like, middle kind of
like centralist views and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I don't think any of them are for Trump, but at the same time, I've heard a lot of them talk about how people need to be careful with what they're hearing and listening to. But I do know most universities are very blue, very, like just like you were saying.
Exactly. It's like because it's not real.
Look.
Cities brace for possible post-election unrest. Whoa.
Shut
that whole highway.
Do you mind?
Not at all.
Alright, cool.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. Everywhere.
It's gonna be crazy after tomorrow. It's gonna be fucking insane.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
We're gonna have to fight.
Let's go for it.
We should go to Bob's and get my hunter bow recalibrated.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
I have a plan. I can't say too much. I have a plan with my family if something happens already.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Involving.
I think you were telling me about that, right?
And
yeah.
Where we're going and shit like.
We were talking about that with Teddy, right?
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. Taking this shit seriously.
If anything happens,
These
I'm
people are
packing my
crazy.
shit and getting out. I'm just kissing the fam goodbye.
This Long Island is about to be one of the
Okay.
worst places to live. It already is.
We're trapped on a
everybody's
fucking
ready for
island.
you.
You're
Everybody's
gonna
ready
burn
for
the
you.
bridges.
Not even that, all
and-
the city people are coming here, so it's
Coming
just
out
gonna
here.
spread onto the island.
So it's gonna
Straight up
slowly become
Yeah.
purple out here.
Yeah. Then turn. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Nassau's gonna go first.
Yeah.
Easily.
Because they're the closest.
Nassau's already more blue, way more blue than Suffolk. So Nassau's gonna become like the fucking.
I feel like it started right when I
Suffolk,
started
like you
high
were saying,
school,
has a lot of
college.
Trump
I feel.
supporters, so.
What did you say?
Like Suffolk has a lot of the Trump supporters going around.
Oh
so
yeah,
it's gonna
literally.
be
The more
more-
you go out, the
go
more
around our fucking town,
the
you'll see a
farther
bunch
you
of
go
Trump
out, the far
You
the
know
more.
the McDonald's on Middle Country?
Yeah.
Right next to that, there's always some people out there with Trump signs giving away shirts. And I don't know if they're selling them or just giving them away, but there's always Trump people right on the corner. That's what I was saying when there was that girl that was there. And I was like, damn, give me some racist ass or whatever. Funny, I was like,
Yes, so
give me
fucking
that racist
funny.
booty. Yeah, I'm kidding. It's not taken, I'm sorry.
Fucking
I had to be said.
it was like the same place that Burger King was when we went to the
Yeah, I think I know exactly.
Yeah,
what it
okay.
is.
Yeah.
So we saw the
There's a gas station
Ghostbusters.
right there, right?
Yeah, that's where we also.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
in
yeah.
it was in the parking lot of the sushi place that's to the left of
Right.
McDonald's.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where I got my shirt from. Like
Oh,
not,
yeah.
not there, but same thing in the parking lot.
Oh,
They just
okay.
had this big
Yeah,
thing set up.
dude,
flag
were they
and
selling
shit.
them or giving them away?
Selling them.
Oh, okay. That's probably what they were doing then.
When you bought that shirt, I was dying. I was like, that shirt's actually so fucking funny. What did it say? It was
it says Trump 2020
Make
liberals cry.
yeah, make liberals cry. Make liberals cry again.
You don't need to make them cry. They already cry on their own.
They've been crying since fucking before Obama.
I can't get over like the African American community and how they still buy the bullshit.
That's what they.
It's
That-
because
that-
they're getting lied to. Society and history, and
See,
they're
but
still getting lied
there's
to.
also been
Yeah.
marches. There's been marches in D.C. with all black people for Trump. Like so.
That's what I'm saying.
A lot of them are real.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
Well,
I thought you were
I'm
saying they
saying
still
that
buy
there
into.
should be. Well, there are.
You think they should be a bigger?
I don't know.
movement.
I think that any black voter who's for any Democratic candidate needs to wake the fuck up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think it's a load of horse shit.
Because
I
I
feel
feel
like-
at his house how the Republicans are the ones that are really trying to get away from racism.
Yeah.
And you sent that thing about how
I mean, Biden voted on the fucking, what was it, the 94 crime bill?
Yeah.
That put fucking a whole bunch of fucking African Americans in jail.
You know what I loved the most about the last debate was how you watched it, I assume. I loved how every time Biden was saying some shit about like something like that or just like equality, Trump always came back with the like, where were you in Obama for 8 years before
Yeah.
this?
I mean,
Not getting
that's
any of
the
this
truth.
done.
They didn't do
It is
anything
the
for
truth.
anyone.
Because they don't give a fuck.
And the media is saying like, oh, that's like an overused thing, but it's fucking
right.
true.
It's
It's true.
It goes for any president, but it's true.
You know what I can't stand? I think I talked to you about this. The Democratic base has selective short-term memory loss. Like they conveniently don't remember certain things. Where the fuck, like, does anybody remember Kamala Harris going after Biden during the primaries about his record on race relations, his record on
Seamus.
busing,
Seamus.
his record on the crime bill?
Oh really?
Yeah,
Because
he-
they want her.
He puts
Right?
something on
No,
his-
but
If he
it's
gets
just
in,
like-
they want her to be
But
president.
But she
that's why.
exposed the fuck out of him.
Exactly.
You know, she exposed the fuck out of him, and then he turns around and picks her as his
Because
VP,
it's not
and now
real.
she's like, oh, the thing I love about
Because she knows
Joe.
she's gonna croak and she'll become
Is that he
president
gives
if
me
he
so
does.
much money to
You
talk
know?
about him.
Oh,
You know, like,
Joe, he's like, Uncle Joe, I love Joe. Shut the fuck up. You were out for blood in the
Yeah,
primary. Stop
exactly.
trying to pretend like you like this man.
they
I mean,
literally
she was like,
all
oh,
in the
that little
beginning-
girl in California who was bused to school, that was me. You know what I mean? Like, shut the fuck up.
Ooh, do you remember what happened like in the beginning? Like literally all the Democratic Party all went after Joe Biden, literally like calling him out for like literally being so contradictory
Yeah.
in the thing. They were all literally like worried that he was not going to be fit to run for the Democratic Party, and now all of a sudden he's fucking running for president.
Yup.
It's like what the fuck?
The caption.
Progressive
Oh.
sharpening knives for Dem bloodbath if Biden loses.
Holy
what
shit.
the fuck?
You know you're gonna fucking go crazy.
It's so funny because if Trump wins, this shit's gonna happen. If Biden wins, nothing's gonna happen.
Yep.
Nobody's gonna fucking go out in the streets and throw fucking
That's
rocks
Yes,
and
smart.
shit at
yes,
people.
yes.
and
No,
stuff.
no. This time we will, I think.
You think there will be?
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's
Yeah,
so
honestly,
dangerous.
either way, something's happening.
You know, like if you are
Good thing I got a knife.
if you are
Yeah,
if
seems
you are
very-
in support of Trump and you're seeing all these people go out and it's across the, you know that he's supposed, like, there's no logical way that Biden should win.
Yeah.
It's clear that we
Mhm.
want him. So all these people that are finally like, fuck yes, we're gonna, like, this time you know we're all together now, like, if Biden wins, it's gonna be some bullshit that he wins.
Yeah.
We all agree on that, right? If Biden happens to win, there's no logical way that he actually won.
No.
There's gonna be, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be fucking hell either way.
What I can't wait for, well, not that I can't wait because I hope Biden doesn't win, but like knowing the type of person that Trump is, if Biden does win tomorrow, you know Trump is going to throw a fucking tantrum.
Yeah.
Like, you know he's going to be like,
I
I
think-
will not leave this White House.
I think also,
Imagine.
It's
That
going to be like when a mom
That
has to
would
like
start
drag
civil war.
her kid by the ear, like,
That
get
would-
the
Yeah,
fuck out of the
exactly,
Oval
yeah.
Office.
I
Like,
think
yeah.
I think that if he does win too, I think they have so much shit on everyone that, you know how they haven't begun they're prosecuting yet for any of the Biden.
Yeah, they're just throwing
They're
allegations.
They're waiting until after he wins to be like,
Like,
okay,
if he
now that
wins,
you showed your true colors
they can
during
let
this,
everything
we're gonna get you.
go, and they,
Well, that's the
they
thing
can
about
start
Trump,
prosecuting
Because
everyone.
Trump also has like a shit ton of pending lawsuits.
Yeah.
Oh,
With
really?
everything. I mean,
Do you think he's
even
gonna
the,
release
even
his
with the
tax
Jeffrey
returns?
Epstein thing, like when he was like supposedly on the
Tax
flight
returns.
record, all that's pending.
Right.
Well, if Trump is not re-elected tomorrow, all that shit's gonna come right back, and he's probably gonna be in prison for this as well, unfortunately.
But he's gonna get everyone in government before he leaves. That's what I'm saying. And I think if he gets 4 more years, he's gonna slowly start doing it this time. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
You gotta feel the waters the first 4 years, you know, see where he was at, see where everybody
He was
at.
like
I mean, like I
testing
told
the
you
little.
guys.
It's like in Jenga when
Like
you're
I
like
told
testing
you
the
guys.
loose bricks to see where you can go before you fucking tumble the whole thing
I
down.
told you guys in the other podcast. You see, like I told you how he was talking lately, how he's being very
Oh yeah, very like
what
under
is the word?
Yeah.
You know, what QAnonymous?
What's the word?
When he was very like.
Yeah, when he was like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, wink wink.
Yeah. Oh, what the fuck is that called?
Yeah, subliminal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
Very
yeah.
subliminal, sneaking in like innuendos and shit, being like, I don't know what you like.
He was like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. It's
sounds
like,
like he's
he's fucking
holding
under
it, like he's waiting or something, like, you know.
Literally tomorrow he's gonna come out and he's like, so since I won, here is all the fucking shit that's been going on. It's gonna be fucking insane. Cause like we're literally watching history as it's happening right now. Like this is literally gonna be taught about in like
This is
so.
gonna be one of, this is
so
one-
long.
probably one of the biggest elections in a long fucking time.
Yeah.
This is like a Reagan scenario. Like this is that type of level. Like this is a world pandemic, almost a war,
Yeah.
and now we got cold tensions with 2 countries.
Because if Biden gets in, I think you were saying it. You think there's gonna be war if Biden gets in?
100%.
100%.
We've been in no wars while
Yeah,
Trump was the
with Trump.
president. If Biden gets in,
Which one was the last time we didn't have a war?
Cause he needs his money. that's what.
I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I don't know when the last time.
what I
because
think
We
it
it
had
was
was
a
saying.
we had a Republican. We had a villain. It was
No, but that
Afghanistan.
I think he's
But
in.
even Bill, we had a war though, right? Wasn't
Yes,
like the Gulf War
multiple.
or some shit?
No,
I'm
I'm
gonna
talking
go-
about Desert Storm and stuff like that. When
Oh, Desert Storm.
President Bush was in
Yeah, that was Bush.
That was Iraq.
Bush
right?
Jr.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
Iraq. When we were on
That
Iraq.
was the very controversial.
That was it though. We're always overdue for a war. I feel like because wars like bring countries together, but like
It also makes
Okay.
money, like you were saying.
Under
Yeah,
Trump,
embezzles money. Yeah.
under Trump, we've had no wars. Obama, there was one new war and the continuation of the one for George Bush and everything.
which was ended.
George Bush and Clinton, there was 3 wars during them. During his father, there was 1 war. During Reagan, there was 2. During Carter, there was 1. Nixon, there was 1. There was 2 or 3. There has. All right, here's the
Never
first.
mind.
Here we go. Here's the first one.
Yeah.
So Trump has been the first president since Calvin Coolidge
Mr. Coolidge.
in 1923 to 1929.
Oh, so before World War One.
That's been the last time we haven't been in a war.
Wow.
We're overdue. for
Wait,
one.
wait, wait.
That's
Hold on.
insane.
What year is 1920 something? You said.
23 to 29.
So it's after World War.
So
before-
almost 100 years ago was the last time we had absolutely no wars going on, and now this is the first time we're
Yeah,
having
so
one
since
going
World
on.
War II, we've been in war. With
Yeah.
someone,
Yeah.
somewhere.
Somewhere.
Until
It's
now.
an industry. It's like a fucking
Yeah,
business.
it is.
The industrial military
Exactly,
complex.
yeah.
That's what it is. They
Yeah.
always want war to fucking get money so
Yeah.
they can have more shit coming in. But then, as I said the other
Because
day,
it's
that
actually
they're
it's
just gonna
good
destroy the whole
business.
world.
It's good for our economy.
Right, exactly. World War II got us out of the depression, pretty much.
And that's what we keep relying on is wars to get us out, but now we're almost in a recession. Trump. So the only complaint I have with Trump is the fact that one, we have money that we now know does not exist that the government lied to about, the whole $1,200 out of nowhere type of thing, because our money's not based off gold. We're just
That's been
printing it.
happening for a long time.
Yeah, no, but
Yeah.
no, but like now it's known to the public.
What
That
is
we
it?
have,
He's saying that, like, it's been going
this just
on, but
showed
now the
this just
secret's
showed
out to the
everybody in their
public.
face that we have money banked up somewhere that we've been lying
They did
to
the
about.
same thing in the recession. 10
No,
years
but
ago.
I'm saying
they did the stimulus
for the
things then
Obama
with
for the Obama administration, they got us out of the recession because we were in wars, because he started ordering drone strikes here and there, because he had the whole ISIS terrorism thing.
Obama had the
So like
highest.
he had the
record
highest
in
record of it. because he was just
That's
like,
true.
he just kept going at it. He's like, we're America, we're going to destroy it. But like now it's known that the government lies blatantly to us, and we were just like, all right, that's fine.
Oh, right.
Like, and that was completely fine. So like now that Trump's like spending money to make the money, he's treating it like a business. But the problem is we don't have the money to spend. It's like, no, we do. I just feel like the government is holding out a lot because now they're starting to make the public kind of happy, like confirming things here and there, kind of like playing the game a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Playing it safe because now we have a fucking war on our hands because I feel like we're gonna be civil war. We're not gonna have.
Yeah, they want to try to diffuse the tension before it all fucking.
Brothers are gonna fight brothers soon.
Yeah,
That's exactly what's gonna happen. That's
But
exactly the quote that happened with the Civil War.
That's what happens if we're not.
wasn't Alex Jones talking about
Because
that?
we're not in any foreign wars, now they're making a war,
We're taking a look at ourselves
Yeah.
here.
something to,
Destroy the economy. So keep talking about. You look really good when you got a bunch of stupid farm boys running around for you. Makes things a lot easier.
It's like presidents never fight the war, so they send the poor.
Exactly.
That's what's gonna be. And then that's what's gonna happen. All of a sudden, it's not gonna be crazy like the South's gonna succeed or something like that. We're not gonna break up the Union. That stupid ass shit.
Imagine the South secedes.
Imagine,
that
I
stupid
feel like
shit's
that's what
gone.
they're trying to fucking do again.
Yeah, they're gonna divide a line of like,
fucking
alright, you're the
blue
South. They're not,
states
we're
are gonna
not,
be
we're
like-
not that primitive. It's gonna be basically like, who do you support? Who you fighting with?
Yeah.
That's what it's gonna
Imagine
be
states
rowdy.
starting to go to war with each other.
That'd
Well, I was
be
gonna
fucked
ask
up.
you about this. You know, it's like
Yo, New York.
this is
Well, I
like
gotta
We're
leave
taking
New
Boston out.
as like a libertarian Republican
Boston family.
type of person. You know, it's the Republican mantra: leave it to the states. Leave it to everything is a state decision. But at the same time, they're like patriots, right? They're like they're
Right,
all
the
for the
country,
right the
We're
United
from
States of America.
We don't say we're from New York. We don't take pride in New York.
No, but it's just
We
like.
say the United States of America, like we're like happy
But
about
it's like
that.
if you because it's a tricky thing because it's like if everything is federally regulated, then that's socialism.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if every state has complete sovereignty and is able to do whatever they want, are we even a country? So it's like I agree that there should be limited government intervention in anything going on, but at the same time, like, don't you guys think that there has to be some kind of,
Needs to be structure and something.
you know what I mean? 'Cause,
It's
like,
a very
otherwise-
limited structure, but like every state has its own version of it.
Because, like, I agree, like, big government does suck, but, like, at what point is it needed to maintain us as a united
I mean,
well, they
country?
don't. They never want. It depends. That depends on like
We go back to the colony state.
they.
That'd be fucking crazy.
That depends because, like, when the protests, when the riots and everything were going on, and he was trying to send the government in.
Right.
All those cities said no,
Mm-hmm.
or and then like they only want government help when they need it.
Yeah.
Like they're like fuck you to Trump year round, and then they're like, oh, we need our budget, we need money. You should be helping us.
It's like
right
the same
now. What are
people
you
with the
doing?
fucking police. It's like everybody's like, oh fuck the police until
Until
shit
they
happens
do,
to
yeah.
them, and then you're like, who are you gonna call?
That's
If you
what
fuck
they-
the police.
That's what they're doing. Yeah, it's like
It's
fuck
exactly,
you,
it's
and
like
then
you say
we need
fuck
money.
to the government until
You're
you
the
need
president. You should be helping us.
Yeah.
Why aren't you helping us? Then it's like
And then they're just like, why should I help you? You're telling me to go fuck myself all the time. You know?
Because I feel like weed was the first thing to kind of break the barrier, because weed is still technically illegal everywhere federally, but nobody's listening to it,
Yeah.
so they can't fucking enforce it. Once they start doing whatever they wanted, what are
The government's not going to do anything. They're not going to enlist a National Guard in every fucking state.
the National Guard
If they
is
do,
useless.
that's literally going to
Oh,
be
no, I'm thinking of
militarized,
something
and
else,
it's
my
going to
bad.
have a
National
bigger
Guard.
problem because then they're going to have the American people joining forces.
But if there's
That's the
if
problem.
the city's burning, they should be allowed to send them in.
No.
If
I'm
the-
not
if
saying
the
they should be
state's not
allowed.
stopping
I'm saying if because eventually, all right, this is how I look
You
at
mean
it.
all the
Eventually,
time.
they're going to loot it. It's going to be a barren wasteland. But people, I feel like, are not going to be that savagey. At the end of the day, it's like the extremists that are going to go out and they're going to commit some damage.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't commit the National Guard, but if you submit the National Guard to secure that state and make sure
You think
things
it's
are going
not
to
gonna
populate, people are going to look at that and think that's militarizing. And like
Yeah.
they're gonna say
Right,
exactly
but-
Hitler's the
But
first thing. Is
what
gonna
time
be
do you live in? It was on fire tomorrow, and the local police were like,
well, we're not calling
you know
the
what I'm
police.
saying? No, I'm just saying if the
Yeah.
people who are
The
supposed
town,
to
the
take
town.
care
I'm
of
not
it,
talking the town of Brookhaven.
but
I'm talking about the national
let's start.
guard.
But let's start it on something more personal, so you get it. Like,
Oh, I see. Okay, I see what you're saying. You're just like.
if Quorum's on fire, and,
Oh,
and
shit,
the people who are
Alex.
supposed to take care of it,
Thank
right?
The
'cause you
people
live
are,
there,
yeah.
if they're like, fuck it, like let it burn, and like they won't do anything, and you're watching the place that.
And then the
you
National
live
Guard wants to
fucking
come
burn
in,
down,
but
and
then the other people
and
are
then
not
someone's
letting them come in. You're
"Let's
like,
come
what
in
the
and
fuck?
Take care of it. Like you're
Well,
suffering.
yeah,
the place
you're
is getting
trying
burned
to take
down.
care of it, but that's when you're burning everything down. It's kind of like you're creating just absolute mayhem out of no reason.
Is that the bad
Like there's gonna be at least some. You hope there's gonna be at least people putting out that fire.
But there
Because
wasn't.
everybody
in all these
like
instances, there
everybody
wasn't.
that goes back. Well, then also
year
the thing
showed
that's
us
corrupt
was.
that like a lot of cops apparently were saying they were in their looters breaking shit, creating more like problems for like
Well,
mass death. You know what I'm saying? Like now you got
that was
you got to rely on
that
other
was
people.
extremists too. That was people.
Yeah,
that
that's what I'm
paid
saying.
to
Like
do
there's
that. It's a big-
it's just all fucking fucked.
Well, that's the thing.
Like,
you
you
have
know?
to find somewhere in the middle because you can't let it happen, and
Exactly,
you can't let
you
them
can't let
have
it not
complete
happen.
control and let everyone
And
be
I
like,
feel,
"Holy
I
shit!"
feel like that relies on each individual person as they go and how mass they are. Like people follow the masses in the street. They're not gonna do anything because they don't know how. When it's simple as just like how are we gonna get water to here and here. Like that's why back in militia, like whole militia days, everybody in the town went and did it. You didn't have a single fire department. We made a fire department.
No.
Now we have a fire department that relies on the mass majority because how many fucking people carry a fucking actual like air thing in there? Not air thing, fucking fire extinguisher in their house. Not a lot of people.
It's like you're supposed to, but not a lot of people are up to date
They
with
say
those,
small house
like-
fires, you need a small one.
Yeah.
You don't need a fucking industrial grade one, but you need a small one.
Yeah.
And like I know some people that have a chemical one, a fire one, and the other one. I forget the other one, but it's like, all right, cool.
And some people have never fallen in
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like I understand. Like we need them. We're not, like that's what I hate about when they say defund the police. I was like, we need the police. We need fire. We need people. We need government supports because I don't know how to do my job. I'm a fucking deli worker. I cut chicken cutlets for a living. I don't know. CPR.
Yeah, it's like I can't.
You know,
fucking
like I
stop
like
fire.
that's the fact that I'm I'm contributing to society. But the problem is like we don't need that much money into society. Like it's just like yeah, I understand, but like we need like expensive equipment and stuff. But like people just at the end of the day be lying. There's so many liars out nowadays. If you're honest man's word, bullshit.
Yeah.
You have somebody looking at you and then hey, they got their own plans.
Mhm.
That's exactly what everyone's got their own plan. They're trying to get it done.
Yeah,
Yeah, their own
Everybody's got their own
agendas
agenda,
and
yeah.
fucking. That's what I feel like the.
I mean, yeah. When you
Democrats
think
are really
about it,
good.
it's stupid it's stupid the way that the power is that these states can be one side and like the person that rules it. You have like two governments going on at the same time.
Exactly.
It's not really
Yeah.
one government.
It's weird.
If
It's like,
Andrew Cuomo was the
Nobody's
bluest
in
motherfucker
unison.
out there, then we have the
and
reddest
you have the
Republican.
reddest
Like,
president. Of course nothing's gonna fucking
No,
like
nothing's
work,
gonna
you know, like
it's
It's set up to
Trump
fucking
motherfucker
fail. It's
machine.
all to distract us, so we fucking don't see what's actually going on. What
Exactly.
they actually want to push. It's all the fucking like during this time they set it all up so they can like sneak all this shit into the government and stuff like that, and they're just like, oh, who's gonna win? Take sides. Meanwhile, they're really just like back there, just fucking rewriting the whole entire Matrix.
remember I was talking about the book about the Ducklings?
Yes.
I got the author wrong. Alex Jones and Joe Rogan talked about that too. That fucking book, exactly what I was talking about too.
Yo,
Remember?
they fucking did.
And it's
Okay,
actually
that's crazy as
It's
shit.
Orwell. It's not Bradbury. It's Orwell.
Mhm.
But
Ethan
like
Bradbury.
Trump, for them to start doing that, to start suppressing speech and start blocking people and deleting people like they've been doing and censoring everything, he's the perfect guy to be in office because you could say, look how mean he is, look how he talks. We
Right.
have to ban this, we have to censor this stuff. Like he's the perfect candidate for them to implement this stuff.
Yeah.
Even if it's real or not, if it's like should be having, like if.
So you're saying are you saying that they set him up so they can be like, oh, look at how vulgar and stuff this is. Let's make sure it never happens again. They're trying to like.
I don't know if it was set up, but I think.
But either way, they're opportunists.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. Because like it could be the same shit with Corona. Like it could have been like a natural thing, but then they just took the opportunity to implement all this fucking crazy shit. Yo, he's going off right now.
Speaking of crazy shit.
He loves that bag. He if you hold the bag open, like with the open side facing him, he runs into the bag like a bullet, and yeah, it's weird.
That's amazing.
But yeah, no, this country's gonna burn to the ground.
We're witnessing the fall of Rome right now.
Yeah, I saw people just like.
Trump and Biden make final pitches to voters, and we're making our final pitch to voters too.
No, dude, I was watching the news yesterday, like all day. Trump was literally like in fucking Michigan, Delaware, Pennsylvania,
all one day.
another place, and Miami in one fucking
He's
day.
been doing that every
fucking
like,
day.
What the fuck?
I was literally-
There's no way he's not.
I got back.
Look how exhausted you look.
No, dude, that's what I'm saying.
He's
That was
fucking
last night.
exhausted.
That was last night at like 11:45 at night. He was campaigning until like 1 o'clock in the morning,
That's
and
the
he
thing.
was fucking wiped by this point. It was crazy.
He did that 4 years ago too.
Yeah.
He does like 4 or 5 a day.
Yeah.
And he takes the plane in between each one of them, wherever it has to go. Like, and Biden's doing like one. He's done
No, I'm
like,
telling you,
he's
Biden
done like
fucking
3
died.
the past few days.
He wouldn't last.
He would never be able to do that. He would never. If they made Biden do that 4 or 5 a day,
He died.
He literally died before the fucking election.
I think we got another Paul McCartney situation on our hands. I think Biden is dead, and this is a.
There's an
a fake Biden.
animatronic
This is
going
a fake
around.
Biden.
And that's why it shorts every now and then. It doesn't
Yeah.
remember. It's just like it wasn't programmed right.
Just go fucking forgot my script.
Yeah. No, it's a guy talking into a microphone
Yeah,
and the
something
fucking
like
thing
that.
talks.
Oh my
Right? And
God.
it's just like the guy doesn't remember what he was saying. He's just like, oh yeah, fuck. Like Biden hits at Trump's virus response
Hearing him speak is definitely weird. I was like, he was like,
so
I had this one
lost.
guy that like died,
Wait, he's
and I didn't
from
like
Delaware.
that. And I don't like what Trump's doing with. And I was like, wait, what? Like that's way out of context, and there's obviously a few things I'm missing. But like the general consumption is basically you brought a story up, and then just basically just said that you're better than that. Like it's like, what are you doing, Joe? Like you know what you're
'Cause he doesn't
saying?
fucking
Like
know.
he just took off his hat and straightened his hair back. For what?
Yeah, for what? It's like your hair was down with the hat.
Wait, what did you say?
What the fuck?
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
Thank you.
No, what the fuck?
Like, what the fuck was that?
I'll lead.
You just
I don't
fucking.
know, man. Like it actually doesn't make any fucking sense.
No, it doesn't.
But he has a whole fucking face that are like, yup.
yeah.
People are
I
only
agree.
just going for Biden because they don't want Trump to win. They don't actually going for Biden because they actually like Biden. Because even they say that they don't fucking like Biden, but then they have to like vote for that because he's the Democratic Party. And it's just like, why the fuck are you?
exactly.
At that point,
You're
don't
just
vote.
you're just making corruption happen at that point, just because you're too fucking thick-headed to have your opinion.
No, you're right though, because it's still very, very far left liberally.
Yeah, because then they don't want to listen to anything.
No.
And then if you actually like come with reason, even though they agree with you, they won't say it.
Yeah.
Just because they want to be right.
And it's funny because, like, during the primaries, these people are very opinionated. Like, nope, I support Amy Klobuchar because I agree with her policies and I don't agree with Joe Biden's. Or the same thing with Warren or Buttigieg. Like, I support this candidate. But then somehow when all of them disappear and Biden is the candidate, they're like, well, oh well.
Yeah,
I
like,
guess,
oh, but
I guess I
next
agree with
time.
him too.
Yeah,
Like, what happened to you bitching about him this
in
whole
the primaries
time?
and shit like that. It's like, what the fuck?
They don't
You know?
have an open mind.
John.
4 more years of George, he going to find ourselves in a position where if Trump gets elected,
Oh,
we're going to be in a different
Look at
world.
his wife, what I said before.
He doesn't know like what
Her
decade
wife
he's
goes like
in.
this. Like, right away.
4 more years of George,
Oh, she's like,
motherfucker.
motherfucker. Yeah, literally, she's just like, mother. She literally mumbled under her breath.
And
She's
then he
like,
was asked like, if he
motherfucker.
took a cognitive test, and he's like, no, I didn't take a cognitive test.
Yeah, why do I need a cognitive test? Yeah. First he goes, Trump needs to take a cognitive test so we can make sure that he's whatever. And they ask him, and he's like, why do I need
Yeah,
one?
why do I need one? It's like also the same shit with you were talking about with Teddy. It's just like that, like when Republicans like say something, they need to show facts, but then when liberal like Democrats say something, they don't need to fucking bring anything up.
It's cheese, man. That's another thing, you know. A lot of these polls are reflecting early turnout, and early turnout is much more Democrat leaning. I think that the majority of the Republicans are waiting until tomorrow. Like
everyone I know that's voting for him, yes, they're waiting.
They're waiting.
For tomorrow. They want to do it tomorrow. Yeah.
You know.
I'm the positive one. I've heard that apparently Democrats are voting in like record high numbers or something like that.
In early voting.
Yeah,
In
definitely.
early voting. I mean, of course, it's a record for early voting. I mean, we're in the middle of a pandemic. I don't think that you would even really have early voting on a normal election cycle, right?
Yeah, regular. Like in some states, advanced voting and stuff. You know, like the
But nothing
weekend
like this.
before and shit. No,
This has
nothing.
never been an option.
No.
Yeah, because that's why I was like, I don't think we've been able to fucking go before the actual day.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it's all the fucking, like, snowflake Democrats who are afraid of getting COVID who are going beforehand. I just think it's so
Because that's
crazy.
that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna be like the news media is gonna be like, oh my god, Democrats are voting in record times and stuff like that, and everybody's like, oh my god, Democrats are
Yes.
winning.
No.
But then the last second, all the fucking Trump people
Yo,
are
they're
gonna go
putting
and
a-
vote, and then
they're
he's gonna
putting
win
a-
last second.
They're putting a new fence around the White House.
Oh, I saw that actually. yeah.
Really?
A no
Like an
fence.
They're trying to fucking trying to
Yeah.
protect them.
Because of what's about to happen.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you think he's gonna get assassinated in the
I-
second?
I was just gonna ask you that.
Wait,
Like,
he's
I was
out.
shocked.
We were
I
talking
was
about that.
surprised that he hasn't been already. I'm gonna say that yes.
No, if
the next
he
4 years.
gets reelected, he's gonna be shot.
The next year. His next
Because
year.
people just are not gonna want to
But
deal
who
with
wants
it.
to do that? Then we get. I don't want Pence. I
Neither
like
do I.
Pence, but I really don't want him. He's too much. He's way too Republican. for me.
Yeah.
See, I feel
Yeah,
like
he's
he's
So it's like,
Right.
why
Republican.
unless they kill both of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
100%.
just a fucking snake.
Unless
That's all
they
he
kill
is.
both of them.
He looks
I don't
like
see
fucking
why they do
He's
Voldemort.
reptilian, bro. Yeah, I guarantee fucking Putin. That's a cousin. Guarantee Pence and Putin. They're literally PP. Like all I'm saying is they're PP. Nah, but nobody.
They're
That's the
waste
thing.
byproducts.
Nobody wants to vote Trump out of office because 4 more years of bullshit that they're gonna try to like put him up charge on. Nothing's gonna get done, and then then 4 more years, like the 8-year mark, people are gonna love him. They did the same thing with Obama. They hated Obama. They fucking they had lynching like pies of lynching.
difference though.
But
Trump's
now
getting a lot
there's a
done.
huge now there's like a huge difference on like who is actually getting shit done now because
He's
now
getting-
we're seeing like
He's getting
the
too
ending of
much
a term.
done. We're making too much progress.
Which you
they
won't
don't
hear
want
about
that. They don't want that progress. They want us to stay very,
Dumb and stupid.
very, stagnant.
Because they can't profit off of that once everything goes past their fucking
He's
little
trying to
matrix
pro-
thing
he's
that
trying
they
to
made.
progress the country. Does
Yeah.
anyone realize how stagnant this country's been for
For
years?
the past, like,
We should
since
be
we were
way
fucking born?
more
Yeah.
we should be way into the, and it's all,
Because
it
you
all
have-
and it all started in the '90s with Bill Clinton. Since Bill Clinton and even George Bush, even his father, since that time, our country has been like fucking like this. All he's trying to do is get us fucking going somewhere. We should be way more ahead than we are right now.
Because you have a Democrat, then a Republican, then a Democrat, then a Republican, and they're just undoing each other's accomplishments.
Yeah, no
and we
progress
get
is
nowhere.
getting made.
Exactly. I think after he does the second term, if he makes it, I think we'll go. And historically, if you look at, I think we'll go will stay Republican for
A little bit longer.
another 8 years.
Yeah.
We'll at least get someone else after him that's still Republican. I don't know if they'll get 2 terms. Sometimes historically they only get 1. We'll see if they get 2 then. But I think majority of the fucking people see the fine line and they see which way the country's gonna go, and I think they're all waking up.
Yeah, because we're in a shift right now,
Yeah.
and we're literally all choosing which direction that we want this country to go into. Because I feel like that, like, it's like Trump, like, he's like a dick, but he's gonna get things done. But then fucking Biden, he talks nice, but nothing's gonna get done.
Gonna happen.
It's just
regress. We're gonna
yeah.
regress.
It's like fucked up. It's like you want to vote for what Biden's saying, but that's not gonna actually happen.
They're
Because he's
just
just saying that
buzzwords.
just to get. Yeah, he's just saying a bunch of fluff to get people to fucking vote for him,
Yeah.
and that's it.
And he's basically stupid enough to actually think that's not happening.
Yeah. It's like they prey off the ignorant.
Yeah. You know what? You want government handouts. You want everything done for you. You want. Just then go to one of the socialist countries, man. You know. You think Canada's
It's like, but some people need it
Canada's
though, and
healthcare
those are the
system-
people who should get it. But
You
like,
think that Canada's healthcare system is so fucking fantastic? Why don't you go move up there? Good riddance, man.
I was talking.
but you're not going to be able to because their fucking border control is insane.
I was
Same with
talking
every
about
other
this-
country.
Yeah.
This too with the socialist countries and the socialist medicine. Like this year, I had a lot of problem with my teeth, and because of COVID, I had to wait. I had to get my wisdom teeth. I had to wait like 6 months to get those taken out. I had another thing I had to wait 2 or 3 months, all because of the virus going on. And I'm even happy that I got it done, even though I had to wait. If it was a socialist country, I would have waited that amount of time or
Yep.
longer anyway,
Yeah.
regardless if there's a virus going on, to get that shit done. Like, I don't want to live somewhere like that. I gotta
Right.
wait half a year if I'm in fucking pain to get something
Right.
taken care of.
You know, it's funny. I got into an argument with Ariana about this whole thing because she's like she's a registered Republican, but she like thinks that the way that Trump has been handling the whole coronavirus thing is like so wrong, and about how all these European countries are doing it the right way. And I'm like, the difference between us and them is none of their countries are sovereign nations. None of them.
No.
They're all part of the EU.
Yeah.
And so PPE is widely available because it's being allocated by a centralized entity, the EU. And I'm like, and quite frankly, the entire EU, I think, is still a fraction of our population, right? So it's like, you know, you look at the scale, and then she's just like, well, the socialism works in this, you know, why wouldn't it work? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know, the scale of it, if it's a smaller country with a smaller populace, maybe. But if you try to scale that governing structure up to a country as large as ours, you know, it was like, no.
People already hate their taxes now. If they think that they're just gonna get free healthcare, free schooling, free this, free that, without the taxes being shot up times a million,
Yep.
then I don't know, like you're gonna lose.
It's like because you're paying for like everything. It's like It's like, where do you
free.
think the money is
Nothing's-
coming
nothing's
from?
free.
It's coming from
Nothing's
rent.
Nothing's free.
And every
It's
time,
like it's just convenient when you go inside. You don't have to fucking pay. It's like you're
Yeah.
gonna be
No,
either
this-
paying
this
now or you're
whole-
gonna pay later. It's
no,
like
this
what
whole
the fuck
thing
is wrong
with
with you?
Medicare for all and free college and free healthcare and free this and free that, it's not free. And even if it was free, that doesn't mean that it's better. Right?
Exactly, because
And
if it
that's-
is free, that means the quality is going to be shittier
And
because
here's
then
a-
you need to fucking
yeah.
give it to
and-
more people.
and here's
That's
a
just
great-
basic consumerism.
Yes, and here's a great fucking
Basic capitalism.
And
Exactly.
basic capitalism.
And here,
And the only thing, before I forget it, just look at any other country, look at every other system. They've all failed except for capitalism. That's just,
Yep.
what else are you going to say about that?
And
America's been
Every
here for
socialist thing became a
America's
fucking
been here
communist
for
state.
how
Like,
many
what the
hundreds
fuck?
of years? What, 300 years we've been here almost? We're good. Capitalism works. Every
Yeah.
other country that's tried communism, socialism, whatever, they've had their falls, they've had their this, they've had their that, they've collapsed. It doesn't work.
And again, people want to talk about us now being fascist. and
here's
Nazi-like.
a great example of like the
National,
whole
we're very
Yeah.
Which is
scary.
Country.
But then it's like you're not allowed to be a
can't
nationalist
you
now.
can't be for
You're
your
not allowed to
country,
have
no.
patriotism
You have
in
to
this
be
country
everybody.
anymore.
Yeah, you can't have patriotism.
I think that's the good thing about it because it is kind of scary how like everybody all of a sudden can like be swept by one mass. But I feel like America's not gonna have that Germany problem because we have shit like this every 4 years. We have an option to vote.
That's what I'm saying. That's not going to happen.
Even if
It's
it
not
doesn't
happening.
matter, but like we have a comfortability knowing that we're not going to see this motherfucker.
China's literally doing it with Muslims. Yeah. I know you probably have a lot more information on that than I do, so I'm not going to go into that.
Yeah,
it's fucking crazy.
We technically did that with the Chinese, but not Chinese.
The Japanese.
Not the Japanese. I'm talking recently with the whole fucking detaining of immigrants.
Oh,
that's not the
the
same.
social?
It's not.
Would you classify that being the same though? Taking a little portion out, like
No.
because
in China, they're taking them, they're locking them in rooms, they're not letting them outside, they're not feeding them, they're torturing them, they're trying drugs on them, they're testing on them, they're fucking with these people. They're not.
That's literally exactly what fucking Germany
no
was
such
doing
thing as
back
human
then.
rights in those
They're not.
countries.
They're not.
Literally.
They're not just
There's not.
separating.
Because that's what Hitler did. That's exactly what
Yes.
Hitler did. He took the fucking Jewish people, took them all in, and then let his scientists fucking experiment on them and shit
They're
like
not
that.
Trump. Well, it's not. It's because Obama. First of all, anything that's on the news that you see kids in the cages, that's old footage.
yeah.
That's from Obama. They built them. They were.
That's true. I actually saw someone say that and
if
fucking
he's
prove that
using
shit.
them, all they're doing is separating these people, even if they're kids. Listen, they're not killing anyone. They're not torturing anyone. They're not drugging anyone. They're not testing anyone. They're separating people because they have to see who these people are. They're coming into the country. It's like your house. Do you want to have no windows and no doors on your house, and you just let them come on in my house? Like you would want to know who's coming in your house, right? You gotta see the people are. They're not. You can't compare it to
Also,
that stuff.
I feel like I blame the parents of these children for literally taking them across the border, which already is a dangerous thing to do. People die all the time trying to cross the border. They don't even get here. And then they get mad when something happens to their kids.
It's like, if
You're
anything,
literally
why would
bringing
you not want to come here by yourself first, establish everything, and then get all the legal shit fucking settled, and then bring everybody over?
Exactly.
You know? Because, like, that would be the safer way. It's like, if you're going to take a risk, don't bitch and complain when shit goes south. Because you're taking a risk.
Breaking
It's
law.
just fucking, it's like you took everything into your own hands. And shit
That's
happens.
why it kills me, like, whenever anyone says, like, oh, there's no reason why anybody should be making X amount of money. And I gave my mom a lot of shit about this when COVID first hit. Salary is directly proportioned to risk. The more risk you take on in whatever it is you do, the more money you get paid.
Mhm.
That's how salaries work. That's how capitalism works. That is why we have billionaires. Why do we have billionaires? Because they are the CEOs of humongous conglomerate companies with thousands of employees. And if they fuck up, everyone is out of job.
Yeah.
And so there's a humongous risk associated with those executive decisions that one person makes. And so that's why we have that.
I wanted to say something else about the border and everything. People complain here like, we have to let them in. They are poor. They're coming here for a new this. They're coming there for a new that. We have to let them in. The process takes too long, whatever. And it's like, we have a process, and we do let them in if they do it legally. So many other countries.
Yeah, they are.
So many other
They are.
countries, especially socialist countries.
They coming in to fucking kill us right now.
Yeah, they hurt us.
So many countries, especially socialist countries, won't let anyone into their country. You can't get into their country. They are completely patriot. They're completely like, this is our country. They won't even let you in the country.
Yeah, and you
The
also
fact
fuck
that
with their
we have
economy
that-
if you go into there, because they have everything meticulously
Exactly.
planned out, that they have this many people in their government, and then it equals out to this, they'll get this amount of payment, and then
that's
it
why-
goes this much
and
into the
that's
government,
why-
they can do this much with it. And if you add more people into it, it fucks with that fluctuation in that math. And if you add too much into it, then it's too many people. It's like basic economics. It's like you have too many people asking for things and like little supplies, and that's just gonna drain the fucking country out, and everything's gonna tank. And that's what they want.
That's why they get by in the socialist countries. None of the socialist countries that are like staying afloat, because you can't say they're thriving. None of them are thriving like America.
No, they're
or
stagnant,
whatever.
and that's what you were saying before. It's
Exactly.
like that's why also fucking Russia's still in the Cold War.
They're
era.
not thriving and they're not falling apart.
Yeah.
They're not in a great.
They're just holding it together
Everything
for the
is
moment.
taxed ridiculous beyond belief. You make more money, but you put it all back into the when you buy something anyway. It's there's no drive there. There's no, you know what I'm saying?
It's just an endless
it's
cycle.
like communism. There's no drive to
To get better, yeah.
There's no nothing, and then back to the capitalism thing. Everyone hates capitalism. If you go to one of the other countries, would you rather have it like here, where one of us could become a billionaire, we have the opportunity to do it, or in those other countries where it's like everyone just works for the government, and the government have all they're the filthy billionaires, and they have all the this and that, way more than here. They are the top, the literal top. They're the Jeff Bezos. They're the Bill Gates. They're the Bill Gates, whatever. The government, not the regular normal people. The normal people in those countries have no shot to become a CEO or do whatever. They just work.
Yeah.
At least here,
The government literally
Yeah,
owns
yeah.
everything in other fucking countries,
Yeah.
in like China and stuff like that. It's fucked up. Because here we get our own individual thing. It's like we don't have anybody else like telling us what to do. It's just that we're doing it on our own. It's just fucked.
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night,
Tomorrow
baby.
night.
You guys gonna be watching the election together, or you guys all working and stuff?
I'm gonna be watching the Joe Rogan Alex Jones live show.
Oh my god, that's gonna be amazing.
Honestly, fuck the news. I'm gonna turn that on.
I will.
I'd rather listen to them talk about election shit than watch, and they'll probably have numbers coming in on there
We'll
too
be
and
driving
shit.
upstate and working.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be crazy tomorrow. Part of me thinks
It is.
Biden. Part of me thinks Biden will win.
Because there's a sneaking suspicion that I think that he.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like, I
because
just-
it's
It's a
I-
sneaky
Yeah,
suspicion
yeah,
that
you
if he
don't-
wins, it's
right.
not like I think he.
And
has
I
a
think
chance.
he
It's
will
like,
win.
what's-
I think he will win because the media is. That's another thing. When Trump first called the news like fake news, everyone was like, "Oh, blasphemy!
Yeah.
Like this is. Why would you say that?"
Yeah, but now
It's like,
everybody's like,
now
wait,
it's
but
like,
it is.
It is so fucking fake.
I
All
thought
of it.
about that. If he didn't start saying that shit, we would have never,
No.
ever looked at them. And I never looked at the news like
No,
that. I was like,
me too.
yeah, this
He's
is
the
the
one-
news. Like,
No.
this is what we.
No, I watched. Even Chris Wallace, where he was like, "Will you commit to condemning white supremacists, whatever?" I watched a montage. Did you watch that fucking
Yes,
thing?
Yeah,
he
yeah.
said it.
It was
Dozens
a
of
fucking
times.
montage of him condemning David Duke, KKK, white supremacists, neo-Nazi, hate groups of all kinds.
He said
Over
everything.
again and again and again and
That's
again.
why
and
he
again.
wouldn't say it then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He
and so
said it.
Yeah, and so
Plenty
then
of times.
during the debate when he's like, "Fuck this, I'm not saying fucking shit anymore."
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Oh, does that mean that you support it?" It's like, no, because he literally
Yeah,
has
yeah.
again and again, and he doesn't want to continue to like.
He's like, how many times I
Suck
gotta
their
fucking
dick.
say it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Nah, it's crazy. But I do think though that the media. I mean, think about it. Like
It's gonna play a big role.
we just woke up to the whole media fake bullshit. Just this past administration.
Yeah.
Think about how successful the media has been in shaping public opinion.
Exactly.
Like I really,
It's dangerous. It's literally
unfortunately,
so fucking dangerous.
unfortunately, I think that Biden is going to win, not because he is the better candidate, but
because
I think,
the media skews
but I
everything.
think that the
and-
media has unfortunately successfully, framed this to be a certain way. And I think that you have a lot of
I
people
think-
who are not educated and just don't know how to think for themselves. And if they're not told what to think, they don't think at all.
I think I'm confident that there's more people that.
You think Trump is going to win?
I think it's gonna be exactly like what happened with Hillary. It's like
Yeah.
they framed him to be like
Because
a
listen,
racist, a bigot, and all this shit, and then he just fucking won it
all the
again.
polls and shit, all the.
I don't believe
Who
it.
votes polls?
Like,
Who the fuck
if
votes
you
polls?
follow where they come
you?
from and everything.
What?
Do you guys vote polls?
Listen, if
when you see them,
if
do you just fucking click off of
Exactly.
them? Who the fuck votes polls?
Exactly.
Only the most people in this country are gonna vote for the fucking polls
If
because they
you
have nothing else
follow
better
the
to do.
polls, it's not even like.
They're like the Karens of the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you follow the polls will come from like a college,
Yep.
and it's only like 5,000 people. But then they I'm not saying it's literally that small. Literally, it's like from these
Well, I actually-
selective things that are small
The
groups.
first stats
Well,
people did say that stats were literally fake.
I did
Yeah.
She was like, stats
And
are all fake.
all
They're
these
not
things
real.
that are controlled, they're all
They're only
democratic.
estimates.
All these
That's what it is.
companies, they're all
They take a
if
portion
you
of
follow the money
society.
and all that stuff, like they're not gonna put up. Yeah,
Like
Trump
the
is
ones
like
that
at 60, like let's say realistically, if he's at 65%
Yeah.
or some shit crazy,
Yeah.
they're not gonna go. Hey guys,
And I did a-
Trump's at 65% right now, and Biden's at 35.
Well, I actually did a
like
case study.
vote tomorrow, because then they're definitely gonna lose. They have to at least show that he's winning, so people are
Well,
like, yeah, I will
Yeah, it
vote
gives them
for
the
him. So-
motivation to do it because if they see that he's losing, they'll be like, "Oh, he's losing. There's no fucking way that we're gonna win." You know?
Yes.
I did a case study on polling, and the issue is that polling is very fragmented. There is no federally administered poll. They're all colleges, communities, counties. They're all different, and not only that, but then the questions that are asked are not regulated across poll. It's all very different.
Yeah, it's
types
not all
of
one
questions,
question,
and
yeah.
and the
And
way
they're not
that they're
partisan,
framed, it's
a lot of them.
all over the place. So trying to draw interstate correlations and relationships between polls is impossible. So the notion that we can take a look at one poll and then draw, scale it up to a wider national opinion is impossible. Because you have different people doing different things in different places, being asked different questions to different polls at different times.
What is our population? Is it like hundreds of millions in
Like
the country?
300 to
Alexa.
400 million.
Yeah.
What's
When
the
you get
United
the
States
opinion of
population?
5,000 people, that's a little.
According to the CIA World Factbook, as of 2017, the population of the United States is 327 million people.
And I think as
If
of
you have a few minutes,
okay,
I
stop.
can show you a few
No, I don't
minutes.
want to. I don't know.
Should we stop
Nope.
now?
I don't want to
And,
start.
and 300 million people don't vote.
Resuming to
It's always like
It's-
120, 150. It's like half of the country actually.
It's,
I mean, we'll see
it's
this
like
year.
less
but-
than half, I think.
Yeah, it's less than half of the
Most
country
people
actually
don't vote in
votes.
the country.
Yeah. We'll see this year what that is.
Well, I mean, that was what 300 and something million. I think that as of today, the current count of ballots is only 90 something or 70 something million.
Well, that's the thing. That's why it's that's a lot already.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
But we
and,
usually-
and we haven't even gotten to election day. I heard
Yeah.
90 million. So if we're
Okay.
at 90 million,
We average. We only.
usually it's nowhere near 300 million.
Well, we only average. I mean, if you look, because
Yeah.
I know this stuff. If
Yeah.
you look, we only average between 30 and 40% turnout.
That's what I was
Yeah,
It is
something-
nowhere near the
Yeah.
majority of the
You're just saying
population.
Way less than
Yes.
half.
The
So
majority of
90
Americans
million
stay home.
Sounds good. If voting day hasn't come yet, 90 is a lot. That's probably.
But traditionally, the higher the turnout, the higher the chances of the Democrat winning. Unfortunately, statistically, higher turnout typically means the Democrat wins because there are more people living in cities. The density of the population
Oh, I know
in
this
rural
stuff,
America
yeah.
is lower. So traditionally, if there are more people, that means that more people from the
But-
cities were voting.
Yeah.
But there's also the virus, and I know a lot of people have went to avoid.
The lines, and
Regardless
shit.
of what you believe about that stuff, people are going for that reason too.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't think he's gonna win. But, I mean, I think Trump's gonna win. I don't think Biden.
All right, let's take predictions here.
Yeah.
Here at the football picks. Ready? Who do we got here? We got Frankie, Matt, John, Alex, and myself, Will. We're gonna pick our 5 or our candidate. What we're going for. Loser needs to buy the loser lunch. Just because here at Aquarius we don't
How
care
about-
what size we are.
How about I'll buy you lunch either way?
Exactly.
Yeah.
There we go. We're real patriots here. Preach love, not hate.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so let's
Frankie
pick it off.
2024.
Let's speak around. We'll go to the corner. We'll end with me. We'll see what's up.
4 more years. I say 4 more years, and I say one of his children after him. I'm dead
Oh
serious.
yeah, he
about
wants
that.
the Trump dynasty.
I say one of his children tries.
Like a Bush thing, like
Yes,
have one.
I said one of them tries at least at the end.
That's true,
Or
actually, yeah,
or
I
in the
forgot
future,
that.
one of them is gonna try.
I can see
For
Don
sure.
Sherry doing it.
Yes,
Yeah,
or his
definitely.
daughter.
He's setting the way.
You already know.
Oh, I can see his daughter fucking being the president next time.
That would be.
And then they would
Fuck,
be like,
that would be
Yeah.
something. 'cause
That
they would be like
such a
everyone
they'd be
wants
like,
a
yeah, you
woman,
wanted a
and
female
then-
president,
Yeah.
bitch,
and then
so
there'd
they
be a
chose
woman,
her.
and everyone would hate her.
They fuel off of it. Because Obama, like, apparently, like, made a joke about Trump saying he wasn't going to win presidency, and apparently that woke something in him. He's like, yeah, now I'm the president.
That's
you don't hear
what I
Obama
heard,
really
too.
saying much now anymore. Like, you just hear him at
Obama's
he's
like,
gonna
let's
be
not
at
egg
the
him
DNR,
on.
but Matt, what's your pick?
I will say, at base, I am not a Trump
That
supporter.
scared the shit out of
That's
me.
crazy. I would say at base, I am not a Trump supporter, but for this election, I feel like that Trump will win.
You do.
Yeah. Because I can't vote for the Democratic Party knowing what I know.
All the fake
About
news.
the party itself, or about him being a pedophiliac?
About the Democratic Party itself, like I like go for like the whole civil rights and shit like that, but like the way that they use it to like exploit people and shit like that, that's not fucking right.
Yeah.
I'm just the same thing as Matt, to be honest. I'm not a Trump supporter by any means, but I would rather him than Biden.
Yeah.
So, and I think he is going to win. Like you said, it's going to be the same thing. Biden may win the popular vote, but I think Trump's going to come out at the end again.
I think that it's going to be close either way. I don't think it's going to be a landslide. Even if Trump does win, I don't think it's going to be by much. I do think that there are a lot of closeted Trump supporters out there that like don't feel comfortable openly saying that they support Trump. So that's why I think it's going to be closer than what the polls are saying. But at the same time, I think that the media has been very effective at demonizing Trump, and I don't know.
But this is if you pay attention to the media, and a lot of people,
don't.
especially
Don't.
older people
Don't.
now, are on that thing that, like my dad, I don't even like talk to my dad about that stuff, but he like I got into it one day, he's like, oh, fuck the news. He is on that he doesn't even really pay attention to it. Like, I know a lot of older people that are like they won't
Because they know
even
it's
really-
bullshit.
Yes.
They've been like, I've been around long enough to see like a shit ton of fucking presidential terms come out, and they know exactly what's been happening over time. They're like, they
And
can see the
especially-
fucking flaws.
Especially a lot of older people, when they look at Joe Biden, they see that. I don't know why our generation doesn't get that he's fucking like dying and he can't talk, but older people, they could fucking see he's
Dying.
He has a
It's
problem
because
and
this
stuff.
generation doesn't want to vote for Trump because
That's
of the
all it
whole
is.
entire
That's all it
fucking
is.
like liberal mindset shit.
Well,
They're
you
like,
know,
I don't
one
want a racist as president and stuff, so I'm gonna vote for this decrepit old man that doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. That they have to shoot injections into his ass to
I
fucking
think-
talk for 2 seconds.
I think Biden's going to win. And the reason why, the biggest thing is if you look, we have one thing we haven't talked about is the influence of the 2018 midterms. The 2018 midterms saw a lot
There's a lot
of
of blue.
states go blue.
Right.
It did. So
Right.
anything can happen, but I think that if we look at the 2018 midterm, which is the first glimpse into of us looking at the electorate responding.
I remember them saying that now that you bring it up.
So, I mean, if we go based off of that, if that was any indication as to what people are going to be doing tomorrow, Biden's going to
Well,
win.
the thing that's dangerous with that is there's more democratic control where the electoral college is going to take place.
Yep.
So
Yep.
now this time, maybe last time, there was people that were more like, you know what? Yeah, like let's do Trump or whatever that decision was that made him win the electoral college. Now there's more Democrats in that, so all the Democrats are like they Biden. They have known that they're going to choose Biden for the past. There's no changing their mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in the midterm elections, the blue states went further to the left. I don't know. I mean, you saw things like Alabama with Roy Moore and Doug Jones. The only reason why Doug Jones won was because Moore was like a fucking sexual assaulter. He was like a fucking... Remember that?
Shit, I do not.
So, I don't know. There are a lot of like very isolated situational things that could easily change again. Because like right now, Tuberville is leading Doug Jones. So it could very easily go back to a Republican state. We don't know.
Right.
But, I don't know. I'm not going to rule out the fact that Biden could very easily win just because of the 18 election, the 18 midterms.
There's two things I see as a former Trump supporter and now a former hatred of America. I think at the end of the day, I really don't give a fuck about America. I'm just gonna confine in their norms just to
Play
Just to
along.
get
play
by.
along.
Play
Because at the
along.
end of the day, I'm gonna live my own life. If I don't got money to pay for it, I'm not gonna pay for it. I'm just getting a credit card, boys. But like, the thing is like, it's either when Trump's gonna be in office, there's gonna be major rioting. We're gonna see so much protest. It's gonna be. Everything's been gearing up to this election. All the Black Lives Matter movements, the police movements, everything's been lined up to this thing. Mm-hmm. So you really gotta like think, like, all right, Trump wins, we're gonna have some mass panic in at least a few cities. We're not gonna see it majorly out here in Suffolk County.
We're gonna see
we're gonna see it in cities,
and we're gonna see everywhere else. Everyone is stabbed.
And then you get everyone's gonna panic. They get Biden in. They're rednecks. The rednecks. I'm gonna put that in quotes. That people consider just all Trump supporter rednecks are gonna go up in arms. We're gonna see a total unrest of civic.
Oh, 100%.
Regardless of who wins, we're gonna see something go wrong. But it's really the two paths that the country's gonna take. Are we gonna see another 4 more years of Trump backsassing the world, saying no, America's gonna do the shit that we need to do, or are we gonna see Biden that's gonna be fueling in the economy and keeping everyone where they're at?
Do you see Trump supporters protesting as much? If he loses, then Biden supporters, like the BLM, Antifa people, if Biden loses, like, do you think that it's like
Trump's
on Wednesday, the day after election, do you see both sides potentially protesting as bad?
They're going at
Or do you see Antifa and BLM and what's been going on in Oregon and Seattle, do you see that as being disproportionately worse than what Trump supporters would be capable of doing?
Yes.
I actually want to say that we want to. Like, I feel like they're going to be calm about it.
Like, in other words, I think that the day after the election will be worse if Trump wins because of what Biden supporters would do.
Every video I've seen of a confrontation between the sides, when there are a lot of Trump supporters and there are like an Antifa person there.
The Antifa ones are the violent ones.
They will crowd the Antifa. We will all come up, like, they all come up to them, but they will stand and be like, why, blah blah blah. They talk to them,
provoking.
They're not gonna run up to them. Well,
but they'll poke the buttons.
It's not provoking if there's a Trump rally going on and you're in the middle of a Trump rally. They're provoking.
We're not provoking.
Well, down Port there was.
But
the Trump side.
Well, down Port there was a huge, down Port on the corner, right on Main Street, there was a Trump rally, and there were a whole bunch of like agitated black people.
Those are the people that are.
You're putting yourself in that position.
Right.
You don't like Trump, why with the fucking rally?
We're not. They're coming in like they aren't trying to agitate them. They're in their thing, and they'll talk to them. But if you look at it the other way, if there's a whole bunch of Antifa people and someone walks out with the fucking American flag or some shit, they run up on that person and they'll fucking kick the shit out of them and leave them on the fucking ground.
Yep.
Like, there's no talking. Maybe there is for a second before they start like fucking kicking them.
The talking is "fuck you, you're a racist Nazi," and then they beat the shit out of them. That's exactly
I think that's a lot of Trump supporters. If
you're full of hate.
Literally, the first one's the fucking fight.
They're gonna turn their head. They're gonna take the slap across the face and be like, all right.
But the thing
Republicans or
every Trump supporter out there, everyone's afraid of Trump supporters right now. They think we're rallying up gun freaks that we're ready to go fucking shoot about everything. That's what they fear about the red.
They're the ones lighting fucking cities on fire.
Now this is the thing. We're not going to do that if we lose. I feel like we're going to see who's actually calm-headed in the country and who's not. All like, not I was going to say liberal, but all like the babies of the world that just feed off the system are going to go riot, and we're just going to be like, we got our president.
All the riots already that have been going on in these cities, if Republicans were the same way, they would have came in and they would have been like, there would have already been this.
Yeah, we've already done it already.
If they were the same way, like if they were the same quick to react and like jump on the emotions and like just go for shit, all those riots and stuff, there would have been two sides there. It would have happened.
They're freaked out.
They would have rushed. They would have rushed in. And
the only is we got guns. That's the only thing is that Trump's got a war. He's got an army. He's got an marshaled army ready at his disposal. We got people with shotguns ready to go just to protect their own house from the looters.
That won't happen the other way. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh no, 100%.
Yeah, that's what I was saying
If
before.
Biden wins, there isn't going to be a mob. There isn't going to be a mob going into rich people's houses with Biden signs.
No, they're going to cross. They're going to cross the streets with their guns and stuff. But that's from you know how like the Trump supporters they had the guns showed up and stuff.
Yes, there's going to be intimidation.
There's
going to be like
there's just fear.
Yeah,
just fear. They're gonna make them.
They're not gonna do anything
unless somebody strikes, which probably that whole like shot heard across around the world scenario where it just started like that's what's gonna happen. Once there's a shot against another side,
yes,
instant war. And obviously that's more simple than not obviously it's one side shoots the other.
With a lot of the car rallies and stuff, like that's already the difference. They're driving together. They're getting cheerful, a target. But they're going through. They're not trying to destroy. That's the whole thing. They're driving through and they're cheering. It's not like they're trying to cause any.
Trump's so good because he feeds off that hate.
He's hilarious.
The hate with everybody around him. Like he'll sit there. He'll be like, all right, I'll show you. I'll find a way. And if I don't, I will. And
the first debate, bro. The first debate, I was like,
terrible.
Dying.
It was so bad.
Well,
I was laughing too.
The debates that I liked that Trump's was good. He didn't say his normal bullshit. You don't see any more memes from Trump running around
not
anymore
a lot,
for the elections now. Like he's keeping silent. He's just like, I'm waiting for Biden to fuck up.
I gotta tell you, I think that Mike Pence actually performed very, very well.
I was very impressed. I didn't watch him the first time.
Because he did not engage with her.
Not at all. He just stayed with his thing. And that's what I thought about Trump the second time. Debate. He was in the first...
Someone beat the shit out of Trump.
Within the first 5 minutes of that debate, I was like, wow. Like I was like so impressed already. I was like, he's gonna this is what he has to do. This is exact. And he did that 4 years ago. The first two debates, he was very shaky with Clinton. Everyone was joking about his and all this shit, and he was being a little stupid. And then that last one was that's where he said to go to jail. He brought up Bill Clinton. He was like on point to the last one.
Yep.
I think he does that on.
He waits.
I think he does the first one. He does his big spiel, so everyone gets in on it, and so they talk about it. Oh my God, blah blah blah, and then they definitely want to see the second one, and then he's like, okay, this is like the serious.
He gets everyone's attention first.
Yes.
Yeah, literally. He's like, now that you're looking at me, now I'm going to say what I got to say.
Yeah, exactly.
This has been the Wrath of Aquarius podcast. Your 2020 presidential election predictions. We thank Alex and Frankie for being here. Thank you guys. Fuck yeah. We do episodes Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, and
we will see you next time.
Yeah, see you next time. Thank you for listening. Peace on out.
Don't forget to vote.
Kanye 2020. Welcome to the reflection period. We're here to tell you that we're actually not fucking for Trump. So, we were literally just talking about how, like, we do realize that we have come off a little bit as, like, shitting on the left a lot, and, like, we could be coming off as being right, but we just want to say that I come from being a Democrat from all my life, and then I just recently pulled out of it and went into a third-person perspective, not being in any party, but I'm looking more into right ways, but that doesn't mean that I am going into that way. I'm just seeing what that's about, so I actually know what I'm fucking talking about, you know? Yeah, so it's like I come from that, but I'm also like exploring I come from like democratic views, but like.
Because I remember even when I was a kid, even then the Republicans still kind of being looked at as the bad guys. Because I remember growing up and my mom asked me sometime, I don't know why, I forget what the scenario around it was, but the question came up of if I was like Democrat or Republican, right? Like she probably just wanted to see what I was gonna say or some shit, because this was like a long time ago, and I said Democrat just because I was kind of like, all right, the Democrat is the good side, right? Like Republican's the bad side, like you don't want to be Republican, blah blah blah. But you know, in general, in the grand scheme of things, I'm really not political at all when it comes to things because I don't know that much about politics. And I'm not going to talk about things that I don't know about, which is most of the shit in politics. So it's like, I feel like when I got into college, I kind of got more Republican. And even now, I do think some of my thoughts do fall more on the right side. But I'm not, I wouldn't still call myself right-winged. Because I am in the middle. Like, if I could be an independent, I would. Like, I could be, but you can't fucking vote.
Yeah, because if you're independent, you can't vote in the primaries or anything. Yeah. You can only vote in the last election, which is shit because a lot of people are fucking independent, so that means that nobody's voting and only.
And the smaller, the further you go down in the voting list, the more important it gets.
Yeah.
Because, everybody sits here and questions, why do we get stuck with these shit candidates, Trump and Clinton or Trump and Biden? Because you fucking idiots voted them in. Or you didn't go.
Or you didn't vote in the primaries and everything, and you only fucking pay attention to the last thing.
Yeah.
It's like, the beginning counts. It's just that everybody it's just all the hype is about the last election,
Right, yeah.
So nobody looks at everything before or anything.
Yeah.
So they want to look at the climax.
Yeah.
Because that's the climax,
exactly.
It's like nobody pays attention to the build-up.
It's like the Super Bowl. Like, how many people watch the Super Bowl, but they really don't pay too much attention to the regular football season.
Exactly.
Or in baseball.
That's exactly what it is.
I know there's a lot of people out there that they only watch baseball when the playoffs start because it's such a long season with so many games every night. Not a lot of people watch every damn game. There's very few people that do, and they only watch when the most important stuff starts happening. Because they don't. Think about it, like when there's smaller when you're voting for smaller not that they're smaller, because again they're more important. I can't think of the right words. Just the least known things that you gotta vote for. But yeah, I don't know, rolling it back, I'm just not political in general, but the things that I do care about, I care about.
Yeah, and also like, as someone who is trying to start up small businesses and stuff like that, I am going to lean more towards right views.
Yeah, for the business aspect.
Because I am someone who is trying to build up my own businesses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, I am a Democrat at heart. I love people. Like, I want the best out of everybody.
See, but what, that's another thing,
I want there to be really good fucking, like, living situations and, like, good working conditions and shit like that, but like I don't know,
But because I'm crazy. Listening, and just with what you said, I'm not like accusing you of anything, but the way we are meant to think, we're meant to think that only the Democrats are the people that care about human beings.
It's true. Because everything is set up that Republicans don't care about personal people and how they are and stuff like that, because they want to be portrayed as like heartless business corporation fucking like money mongering fucking like people and shit like that. But they're like, nah, we're just business people that just want to fucking make a business for ourselves and like employ people and just like sell a product and shit.
Like, it's like caring about human beings is a fucking human being thing. It's not a political thing.
Yeah, it's
Don't
like, why did
put a name to it?
Why did like compassion towards other people become political?
Yeah. Like, if you seriously think that not one Republican cares about the life of someone else, you're a fucking idiot. I don't care.
Exactly. It's like, it's so
stupid.
weird, because then you like think about the fucking Democratic people and then like how they're literally like fucking like say like compassion for other people and stuff. They're making stuff like that politicized to run and like get control of the government. Exactly. It's like, what? It's like, what the fuck? It's like, who's to say that they're not, like what you said? Who's to say that the Republicans aren't already doing that? It's like they're just exploiting shit to fucking gain their own personal agenda.
The only difference, I think the main difference that I could think of is that Democrats are more for like a global awareness, where Republicans want to focus more on the country itself, the American citizens themselves.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck. I mean, it may sound fucked up, but why should somebody give a fuck about some random family in a different part of the world? Like, yeah, I feel for those people, but I can't live my life worrying about some family that I don't know that is having a hard time. And like, yeah, it sucks and
It's
really
like, well, I'm
unfortunate.
having a hard time too. It's like, why am I going to give my all to
Yeah,
somebody
and
else
that's
that I
where I
don't
was
know where
getting
I'm on? Well, I'm trying to fucking survive here.
Exactly. There's problems here that we need to worry about.
It's like, yeah, if I had my own issues fucking solve that, I would be more than fucking glad to go help some random fucking
of
person in
course.
another country.
Yeah,
But that's
including
not
if I
the
had the money to
fucking.
do that, I
That's
absolutely
not
would.
reality. It's like fucking like, it's like the battle between realism and idealism. You know.
Yeah.
But the thing is that we need both together.
Exactly.
It's like one way is not going to get the job done because one way is not. It's like
You need
it's
the
like only having
ideology-
a like half of the fucking like of a tool.
Yeah.
You know,
Because you need the
It's like you need
ideology
both
to
together.
give you hope.
Yeah.
You need the ideology to give you hope, but then you need the realism to make it happen. You
It's like
can't-
science and religion in some people's eyes. It's like some
Yeah,
people
yeah.
say that like religion is like the main like idea and science is the shit to like back it up and to
Right.
like see how it actually like
Yeah.
shows how it plays out or whatever.
Yeah, but when but then when you have one person who thinks that everything was created by God, right? Like, no, science is fake. God fucking put everything on the earth. God controls all of us. Blah blah blah. That's not.
Yeah,
It's not
it's
it.
like
I'm sorry, but that's not it. There's absolutely science. There's absolute proof of evolution and all this stuff.
yeah.
You cannot sit here and say that God snapped his fucking fingers and proofed everything and made everything the way it is. You know? Because personally, in my eyes, if there's a God who made all of us, why the fuck would he make us the way we are? Why wouldn't he make it a utopia where all human beings on the earth consider themselves human beings and not part of different nationalities or groups? Like, why wouldn't everything just be perfect if God fucking placed us here and was like, okay, I want there to be life here?
Or maybe it was like that in the beginning, and then some fucking maybe
No, but,
maybe
like-
that's what the wait hold on like maybe
Well, yeah, I mean,
this whole
finish what you're
conspiratorial
saying.
thing.
Yeah, finish.
Maybe that's what the Garden of Eden was, and then some weird evil got into it and it just skewed it, you know. And then he's just like, oh, I can't fight this. This is a whole other
That's
entity
true,
that I can't
actually.
control.
Yeah, you're right.
Because
That could
what if
be-
this was out of God's hands? What if we were created to be a utopia, but some other fucking entity just like somehow came in? And
Exactly.
then God's like,
If there's one God.
I didn't know that was a thing, and I cannot control that.
Yeah.
And he's just like, good luck, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
Maybe that's what happened.
Because I always sit here and go, oh, back then things were better, but, like, it really wasn't. Like, you do not want to live in a time period that was back then. Like, you literally do not. The now that we are in the place we are in, which is the United States, this is the best living conditions anyone could have. At least, obviously, yes, there's people facing racism. That's not good. There's people who are starving and have no money. That's not good. Oh, shit. But
Yeah.
just in general, being in America, you are so much better off than you would be
In
the
another
Middle East,
country.
in China, in fucking, just other places.
Yeah, it's like we're not saying that we're perfect, but
No,
we're better
absolutely
than a
not.
lot of other fucking countries.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sorry, but if you think that this is, like, the worst country and you think, like...
We have potential to fucking get better. It's like
We
we
are
just gotta
such a
realistically
young
see at
country.
what we are at,
We're
and
such
then we
a
gotta
young
make moves
country.
on that.
People need to stop thinking that, all right, we fixed it. Like, do not put your fucking faith in one presidential candidate. That's why these fucking parties are stupid as hell. Why the hell are you gonna force yourself to believe in a certain script of living? Literally just...
Yeah, when clearly
Fucking do
like
what
everything
human beings are
can't
supposed to
be in that one way, you know?
Political parties aren't a part of science. They're fucking human-made. It's been corrupt since the very fucking beginning. And people complain about corruption.
It was
but no one wants
created to
fix
be
it.
corrupt and
Exactly,
divide us.
Exactly.
It was literally created to divide us so they could fucking profit off of our fucking sheep-like mentality, you know?
Yeah. And let's say, who fucking cares? Let's say, even like using Trump as an example, like he's a Republican. Why the fuck can't he look at the Democrat side and go like, okay, well maybe for this one thing that might actually be a better thing to do. Like we could try it or we can ponder it, do whatever.
Exactly. It's like it should be that there should be options. It shouldn't be that there's only one way to do things
Yeah.
and we can only do it that one way. It's like clearly like in some situations it would be better to have a more democratic view on it. In some situations it would be more better to have a fucking like Republican view on it.
Right.
Like that's how we're gonna adapt and get further as a country and become stronger.
Yeah.
you know, and get to the top.
The human mind is made to fucking think and expand. If you go for one side or one party, all you're gonna do is restrict your mind and your fucking thinking.
Because all you're going is sideways. You're not going up.
Yeah, you're going sideways.
You're not fusing the two together to fucking propel yourself up. You're going only one way. You're only going left or you're only going right. You're not going up. You're not making progress. You're just fucking still. You're going, but you're just going. You know?
Like imagine how good life would be if fucking Trump and Biden got together and were like, okay, we're gonna not try to ruin each other's lives, and instead we're gonna be productive work together and feed off of each other's ideas and maybe build off of each other's ideas. Like that's what needs to be happening.
How about they were like, yo, let's both be the president of the United States.
Oh my god, first time
let's go, brother. And then they start making out on stage and they give each other a kiss
Christ.
and then they like hold hands and they're like, pro-America, and then they start acting like super gay.
For the past 4 years. Just turn that would no. If that happened, I would be like, okay.
Biden walks away. Trump just goes slaps his ass, and then he winks at him, and then he fucking get off stage.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I can't. Because like literally, if that happened, I'd be like, life is fake. Everything's
because life is fake.
Everything's a reality.
It's all
TV
set
show.
up.
We're in a simulation. We are not controlling any of this. Whatever the fuck is out there, or the higher being, or whatever.
The thing is, I don't think that everything's I think that our society. I feel like the thing is that life is naturally happening, but the thing is that some people created society, and it's a simulation, quote unquote. You know, it's like people are controlling a simulation here on Earth. It's like life is already happening, but some people are just taking advantage of everything, you know?
Exactly.
It's like we are technically in a simulation, but we're living life, and then it's just like, I don't know. It's fucked up. Because that's what I feel like. It's like life is already happening, but some people are just like woke up to it and then are just like, yo, I can like take over this shit. And then they're in control.
That's what it is. Yeah, so fuck political parties as of right now. Fuck the government in general. It's all a bunch of corrupt fucks. Like, again, we talk about the left side being bad and all, but the truth is all sides are bad. Nobody is for you. They're all for themselves and their own agendas, and don't believe in a political party.
Because if everybody is like thinking about like, oh my god, I'm in my own world, you know, like I am me, like literally like this is my version of life. It's like, of course everybody's gonna be fucking selfish, you know? It's like, why don't you think that fucking politicians are like that?
Yeah.
They're selfish too. They're fucking living their own life and need their own things. It's like, of course they're gonna do everything to benefit themselves.
Right.
Well, like, what else would they be doing it for? Because if it wasn't benefiting them, why would they be fucking doing it?
Exactly, they wouldn't be.
We only were hardwired to do things that benefit us.
Yeah, and
relationships, friendships, work, families, where you live, your relationship with the earth, everything you fucking benefit off of. So why would you do something that's not benefiting you? That's how I just think of everything right now.
No, I get it.
Is everybody just does shit to benefit themselves. So, like, that's how you just gotta, like, be real and just navigate life that way.
Right. It's fucking tricky, dude. Life is fucking strange.
But there are some people that are actually out there to, like, benefit the fucking greater good of people.
Yeah, there are. But they either get sucked up into the crowd or, you know, again, the media also plays a huge part in it.
Because the media is just propaganda.
They're gonna go. Yeah. I was like trying to. I don't know. I'm trying to form words to talk about the media, but I can't. If you watch any news and take it, I mean, look, news. There are certain things that newspapers and news channels and all this shit, there are certain things where, okay, they're just reporting on what's going on, but when that's all they're paid to do is tell you what's going on. So the second they start giving you their opinion, turn it the fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, they're human beings just like you are, except their faces on a fucking television.
Yeah, they're paid to
more...
give you a perspective of only that side.
Yeah.
Fox News is paying just people to pay people to say that side of things. Like other fucking
CNN
channels, CNN is like left. Yeah, they're only paying people to say left side of views. You know, like you're not gonna get the full fucking truth. You're only gonna get that side of things. Like, cause like also like when I see, cause like when I watch those, I'm only watching it like, oh, this is what they're saying on this side. You know, like I'm not gonna like sit there and be like, oh my god, this is truth. You know, like this is my only like. That's their only source of information. Because I know some people only, like, watch Fox News. And they think that's the fucking most altruistic
that guy,
fucking...
Carl Tuckerson,
Tucker Carlson, that
Carlson,
fucking guy.
He's
like,
annoying
oh my God.
as fuck.
He's like... They like, zoomed in on his face. He's like, how could, like... It's like, oh my God. Like, thank you.
He's a funny troll. I'll give him
God.
that.
Like,
you know that he knows he's a troll. And you know that he knows that he's getting paid for it, so he loves it because he always has that smug look on his face when he's talking to people, and he knows he's pissing people off when he does shit. But like at the same time, it's like he does believe in a lot of really dumb fucking things, and he is just really fucking far right, like so far right, and it's just annoying as fuck. But again, it's like even with CNN, what's that guy's name, like Don Lemon or whatever, the black dude? I don't.
Oh, that guy that was talking to fucking Terry Crews. Or is that a different guy?
No, I think so.
That's him?
So.
Okay.
I think that's his name. I'm gonna look it up. Don Lemon. What a name. I don't know why that's...
John Lennon, dude.
John Lennon. His name is Don Lemon. What the fuck? Yeah, this guy. Yeah, I mean, you definitely know who he is.
Yes.
Yeah, that guy. Don Lemon. He's also just the same... Yeah, he's like, it's just the fucking cloned version of him, but for the left side.
Isn't that so weird that it's literally the... Like, people don't see that.
Can we bring up, though, how they're also all paid they're
all paid by one place.
Yeah, they're all paid by one bigger fucking thing.
Yeah.
There's literally, I mean, I don't have it. You could go out and look it up. There's a legit video that I saw of, like... had to at least be more than 10 different news channels put together, and they were all saying the same exact fucking thing.
Yeah, and then they kept going and going,
and it kept going. And it's just like, are you fucking kidding me? That all these people literally just get money and told what to do from one source.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. Don't trust the media, folks.
Don't trust the media.
You know, and I gotta give a shout out to System of a Down for really opening my eyes to the media too.
Yeah.
Because even before all this shit happened, that was one of the biggest things that I was getting from them was don't trust the media. Because, look, there's legit propaganda, like, when you look at the Nazis and what they did, and, like, what China's doing now. Like, that's, like, legit propaganda. But at the same time, all news is a minor form of propaganda. Like, yeah, they're still trying to feed you, they're trying to tell you what to believe, but obviously not on a scale of Nazis are fucking what China's doing now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they're just trying to sway your mind to vote for the other person, like, that's all it is, but it's still a form of propaganda, and it's still a form of them trying to tell you what to do. And System of a Down opened my eyes to that shit, so they started it. And then now what I'm seeing with media against Trump, like, it's so fucking obvious that, you know, it's just bullshit. And also, not to sit here and say that, like, I'm the fucking right person to listen to, like, fuck news people, like, I'm sitting here telling everyone, like,
no, it's like, do your own research. I also want to encourage people to do your own research, like
we probably literally fuck up so many times, and we don't even know, and if we do, sorry. Like, we might not know, but, you know, most of our stuff is still opinionated, which is another thing. Their opinions, don't take anything we say personally. Don't let them fucking get to your own feelings. If they do, fuck you. Nobody cares about you.
If I piss you off, I'm not sorry. I'm here to say what I need to say.
Exactly.
And I don't apologize for who I am. I'm here to live. I'm not here to abide by anybody else's fucking rules.
Right. And you shouldn't be either. Be a leader, not a follower. You know what they say.
Be a leader, not a follower. I'm not sorry.
Yeah.
Always be fact-checking people.
Yeah, fact check
Fact
people,
check
fact check
me.
yourself. Fact
Fact check,
us.
yeah. Literally, if you have a thought, always Google it. Fact check it.
Yeah.
Get 3 to 5 sources
I was gonna
of
say
it
do
all
not-
saying the
don't-
same thing before you fucking believe
Yeah.
something. You know, like don't like look it up and then be like, oh, that's the answer, and then fucking put it away. It's like no, like literally, like look at like the fucking like
Look at a lot.
look
of
at like
sources.
all the fucking sources that like come up and see if they all fucking go together. You know, like if there's like consistency.
Right. Because including when you're using Google, like you people need to understand that people
Google's paid
literally
off.
pay to get to the top of the search bar. Just because you type something in and get an answer does not mean it's the correct answer.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it's just
mean
that like
right
the
thing to
person who
do.
pays the most money is
Yeah, they
putting
get
it there
the
to show
most
you what they
notoriety.
want you to see. It's like, so who's to say that the fucking other corporations or
Yeah.
government is like not slipping money to them and being like, yo, put us at the top of this page and like put this thing because this is what we want the people to see. It's like, who's to say that our fucking the truth that we know is the actual truth? It's what our truth is what the fucking government and whatever people put on the internet, you know?
Yeah.
Because they could just fucking hire people just to like flood the fucking Google sites with a shit ton of fucking fake information.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know that. We just think it's some fucking all these like random people that like do all these research and like genuinely and altruistically put information on there.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
Who's to say that it's not all bullshit?
Nobody's to say. You know how I always think of it? You grew up, right? Like when you're, I mean, I'm still living with my parents. Most people still live with their fucking parents that are our age. So from, like, being a kid till now, think of the amount of fucking times that your parents has lied to you about something. Anybody
And
can
it
fucking
is-
lie
yeah,
to you.
yeah, literally.
Anybody can lie to you.
Literally.
You've been lied to your whole fucking life. And you're still being lied to your whole life. We're still getting
You're
lied to
still
our whole
being
life.
lied to your life. Like,
We're all being lied to.
you're literally all being lied to.
And again, not to say there's no honest people out there, because there is. But most people, liars.
Exactly.
Most big name fucking corporations and organizations, liars.
They're all humans. It's like, I don't understand why everybody thinks
They're
that,
not
like...
special human beings that are
They're not
100%
gods.
No, they're not.
And even the gods, when they're depicted, they're fucking also depicted as humans. So they're also depicted as having fucking shitty qualities as humans.
Right.
So, even if they are gods, who's to say that they're fucking good?
Mm-hmm. Getting into deep waters here.
We are getting into deep waters, but I hope all y'all can hold your fucking breath. So
Yeah, literally. Keep holding it. We're almost there. Not really. We're not almost there. We're literally just getting started with
Yeah,
this
we're
shit.
just getting
Because
started.
no matter who wins this election, people are gonna pop the fuck off. There's gonna be protests everywhere. There's gonna be, well, like social unrest, if that's a term. I feel like I've heard that term somewhere. It's gonna be fucking chaotic in this country from here on out.
social unrest, aka the impedance of a fucking civil war. You
Yeah,
know, like,
exactly.
there's literally gonna be a fucking civil war. And then I also saw the CIA dude on TikTok. This is my credibility
On
fucking
TikTok,
sources,
yeah.
guys. On TikTok, some random fucking girl saying that her dad was an ex-CIA. Did not show any paperwork proving that he was ex-CIA. But she was saying that this, like, they were saying like the end of the world or something like that, or like they were saying that like there's going to be civil war in America, and then that's also going to start a chain reaction of other countries starting civil war, and then that's going to start like all this shit going.
I mean,
to shit.
other countries are already in civil war.
Yeah, they're going into civil war, and then like we're going to go into civil war, but also we're like the forerunners of everything. So once people see that we're doing it, that's going to fucking excite them like tenfold.
Yeah.
You know? Because right after we started going batshit crazy with the fucking George Floyd protests
Mm-hmm.
and shit like that. Everybody else started fucking protesting and shit like
Right.
that all around the world. So it's like, as something, everybody, like, we did that and then everybody fucking followed. So like, if we fucking did a civil war, everybody will fucking follow, because they're like, oh, if America can do it, we're
Yeah,
gonna lead by
exactly.
example. So then like, everybody else is gonna be inspired.
Because
Which is the fucked up thing about being in power, because like, if you fuck up, then
Yeah.
you do wrong shit,
Fuck
then
up.
everybody else is gonna fucking follow it.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. We're about to see a lot of shit go down.
We really are.
And we're kind of almost in the middle of a lot of it, because the city's gonna go crazy. Apparently, Manhattan's already getting boarded up. Like,
Really?
people are already boarding up their businesses and shit.
I would too.
Yeah, which is
Seeing
like
that
fucking
shit that was
sad that they have to do
happening.
that, but we're like, you know, we have the city that's right fucking there, and a lot of city people came out here, and also there was George Floyd protests here too. I feel like I never really saw shit on the island until recently, but now people are really getting out and fucking voicing their opinions on the island, and whether it's for better or worse.
Yeah. Like, the thing is that I don't blame, I don't know,
Right now.
the Democratic Party, everybody like being extremists and like those fucking like everybody goes batshit crazy. It's like, a lot of the people like aren't like violent like that. They're just voicing their opinions, but like, it's just like those extremists that like just want an excuse to go out and fuck
Right.
shit up. They're gonna go out there and fuck shit up, and then like, the other side is gonna blame it on like, oh my god, these people are so fucking aggressive, but it's not really them. It's just like a bunch of fucking like random ass people who are just like coming out of nowhere and just using it as an excuse to throw bricks at fucking windows.
And there's people that literally travel from different states to do that shit, so it's
yeah,
not
because
to
they
their own
literally
turf.
have nothing to do.
Mhm.
They're just gonna go out there and fucking like break shit. And then like, honestly, it sucks for the people who really just want to be fucking peaceful and voice their opinions and shit like that, because then they get lumped in with the fucking extremists, and then it makes them look bad, because then they can't fucking speak freely because then you think, is it like the fucking government sending people out there to fucking go
Exactly,
disrupt shit? So like, these people can't voice their opinions, and then they're like, oh, there's these random fucking people coming out of nowhere and shit like that, but they're like, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people saying these things that like, they've been finding bricks laid out and stuff like that. And also
Really?
like, Kanye said shit about like on Joe Rogan that like, back then during the Reagan times when there was like protests, I don't even know if it was Reagan times, but during some fucking protests, I guess like Vietnam or whatever, like there was like bricks laid out then too.
That's crazy.
So it's like, are they trying to invoke people becoming violent so they could fucking
Yeah, maybe.
invoke some type of martial law so they can just go in and just like start fucking people up, or
Yeah, it
like
could
just
be.
inflex their fucking military power, or like,
Because I was gonna say, there was also the thing of that cops were being sent out as like kind of undercover civilians in the protests, and they kind of stand around. I don't know if you remember when that was the thing coming out,
yeah.
but apparently that's even been happening since like for fucking years. Not even just Trump or Obama or Bush. Like even before that, that was apparently happening. Man, I just don't know. I'm like, is this gonna be a random case of just the same protests we've seen, or is shit actually gonna pop off?
Yeah. Because it's like, I've been like, I can't say that actually.
Say it.
I was just gonna say, like, I've been to some fucking like protests and shit like that.
I mean,
like
but that
Black
was
Lives
for
Matter
like
shit,
that was
but-
for fucking police brutality though. That wasn't
yeah,
for
that was
like,
against police brutality.
and it was a fucking peaceful protest. You weren't doing crazy shit.
Yeah,
Unless you were, and I just don't know about it.
I wasn't doing crazy shit. I was just
you're
fucking
you're just there,
to
fucking.
support.
Exactly. It's not crazy. I think.
marching there with people.
Yeah.
Can't believe I took a sample of like the fucking chants
Oh,
in there and
yeah.
they made a fucking song out of it. Yo, guys, shout out to that song. I'm doing
What's
it
it
with
called?
fucking
Plug it. Oh, it didn't come out yet.
It didn't come out yet. I'm working on it with Gemma Plateau.
Oh, right.
Shout out to Gemma.
Met that guy once. Seemed like a pretty dope dude.
Gemma's awesome. We're gonna do a song and release it, and I'm gonna have that as a sample in the beginning.
It's gonna be great.
It is gonna be great. So look out for that.
Yeah, I just don't want to seem like a hypocrite because, I say all the shit of being in the middle and not picking parties and, I know
I just like
shit a lot
to
about
sway
one side,
both
but-
sides. Like, I just want people to see both sides. It's not that, like, I'm, like, personally going both sides like that. I'm just, like, fleshing it out. Just, like, to see both sides of the situation of, like, how,
Yeah. And not that I'm of, like, some great importance, but I feel like as someone who's very in the middle, for me to start actually voicing my opinions about something that's bothering me shouldn't fucking kind of show that it is a problem for some people with what's happening in the media and shit like that.
Yeah.
Whether you like Trump or not, it's fucking disgusting and it's just...
Yeah, it's, like, fucked up. It's, like, now everything's getting, like, dirty. There's no, like, respect
Exactly.
or dignity or integrity
There is
anymore.
none. It's all about cheating the other side until you fucking win. There's no honor in it anymore. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
there
because
was
now,
always-
like, you can't even trust your enemy to, like, be honorable about shit. You're, like, because, like, you can't even, like, strategize, like, I don't know. It's, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, like, back then when, like, everything was just, like, oh, they can't do the, like, there was, like, actual, like, rules against war and shit like that, like, don't use mustard gas, don't do these tactics and shit because they're dirty, It's, like, just be, like,
yeah,
honorable, I
none of
guess,
that
and just fucking,
politics.
that's all gone. And then I feel like back then everything was like one of those like old 50s comic books. Like everything was like all bright and cheerful and like Superman was like, yo, like just like underwear on the outside, like like super overly positive, but now everything is like darker and grim. Everything's more realistic.
Yes.
And then like all that shine is gone,
It is.
All that color's gone.
Because this country just got more
Everything's
corrupt
just
and corrupt
bland.
as it went on.
Yeah. Happened right after 9/11, I feel like.
No, yeah, that's true. That literally fucked this country up.
Literally right when we were born.
Yeah.
Well, a couple years after we were born.
Yeah, but we were like 3, I think, when it happened. Because in 2001, we were 98.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, literally right after that, that's when I feel like that there has been more like kind of like some form of control on the people. Like they started kind of like getting like closer and closer and closer.
Like inside, because I feel like on the outside it started before that with like maybe Vietnam technically it started, but after that I think like when it hit like the Gulf War and Iraq, that's when it got dirty and that's when the global play got dirty. But then after 9/11 and as stuff went on, the insides started getting fucking rotten.
Exactly.
And we're just sitting here.
Yeah, we're just
Chilling.
sitting here talking about this. But we're raising awareness.
Yeah, we're trying to at least. We do care, unlike most people.
Yeah, I'm
I
doing
just care
this on
about
my own
people.
time. I'm not even getting paid for this. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
Literally.
Not yet, at least.
I'm appreciative to everybody who listens.
Yeah, of course.
You all are awesome.
No, that's true. We got to take a second. Because we
take a
haven't
second
done
to
this.
talk about.
Okay, we have
how
what? We have like
appreciative we are.
69 Instagram followers.
Yeah, we have 69 Instagram
And
followers.
we have 20-something YouTube subscribers.
Yeah, 23 YouTube
23
subscribers.
YouTube subscribers.
And we are thankful
To
for
each
all
and every one of
you.
you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. This is the most affection that you're gonna get out of
Yeah,
it.
literally.
Like
Well,
we
I'm
fucking
grateful.
start. This is like 3 months in, and we already have.
Yeah, we're
this
it's
amount of
fast.
people.
It's very fast.
We gotta like. We're just appreciative because that's crazy.
You know what I think it is though? I don't think it's even set in yet to me that people actually listen.
Yeah.
You know, it hasn't.
Because
like,
people actually say like they like say like yo I actually like the podcast and shit, and I'm like sitting here I'm like
Think, oh my
is this
god,
real life?
Yeah,
You know, I was like,
literally.
is this real life right now? I was like,
Yeah,
That's exactly the sound that happens in my fucking head. Just so I hope you guys know. That was an actual representation. Keeping that shit in.
Good, you should. No, but yeah, thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you for
Those who
listening and
are-
supporting us.
Yeah, even if you've listened
It's
once.
Yeah.
Even if you just checked out a portion. Because also I know there are
appreciate
people
you.
that, support us and don't watch it. I mean, because, like, the thing about podcasts and, like, even, like, streaming, not a lot of people have time to, like, really sit down and watch or listen to that type of stuff because they're long and, you gotta, like, pay attention sometimes. Sometimes you can put something on in the background and listen to it, but a lot of times you want to sit down and really listen to things or watch things, and I sure as hell don't have time to sit down and watch like a 12-hour stream or
Yeah,
a
it's
lot
crazy.
of times listen to like a 2-3 hour long podcast or some shit like that.
But the thing is that you can break it up. Yeah, literally. Because, like, that's why we're gifted with the pause and resume button, you know? Like, it's so good that everything is, like, a set save marker, and that it doesn't reset, because that would
We
fucking
have
suck.
save
So.
stations every now and then.
Yeah, save stations. Save station. Gotta love my save station.
That's why I said that. That's what I thought of. The fucking PewDiePie.
I'm so fucking glad.
Save station.
Save station. Gotta love my save station. Shout out to PewDiePie.
Come on our podcast, man.
I would, if PewDiePie came on our fucking podcast, I would probably, like, literally have, like, a fucking aneurysm.
Fuck. I'd die.
I
I'd
would
fall.
be like, are you really, like...
I'd, like, collapse and just, like, you would see me just not breathe.
Yeah.
You'll see a single tear fall out of my eye, and then I'll smile and I'll just fucking die. And you'll be like, damn, he died happy.
Yeah, he did.
Then PewDiePie's gonna be like, what the fuck, I just killed a man.
Yeah, I just killed a man just by being in his presence. Brofist. Did he brofist my dead body?
Brofist was back to life.
Yes. You know what? You deserve this.
Yeah, you deserve it.
And this is my only one shot. Just heal people. The ultimate brofist. Welcome to the zoned out section of Wrath of Aquarius podcast. John and I zone
stop
the
talking
fuck
for 10
out.
minutes.
Yes. Where we just stopped talking for half hours. Imagine if we just literally were just like half hour.
I feel like that would
silence.
scare people if we like did that like in front of people. If we just stopped,
Yeah, we're just like
oh my God.
not moving. I
mean,
get
we
freaked
do
out when
sometimes.
people do that at parties. I see people
Yeah, you
do
never
that at
know
parties.
if they're too fucked up or anything.
Yeah, because they're like fucked up and they like kind of like sit there, and I'm like, everybody does it at the same time. I'm like, did life just freeze? I was like,
Yeah.
did I just break the matrix? Like I'm like, what the fuck? So I just step at a time.
And this has been the Zoned Out Zone.
Intermission.
I actually meant to bring some like candy from home, but I didn't do that because I'm an idiot.
I need to go out and buy some fucking candy because it's all gonna be cheaper after Halloween.
That's
so.
a fact.
That might be something I do tomorrow.
Fuck yeah. I was feeling the green tea earlier, but I didn't get any.
Yo, the tobacco water pipe.
The tobacco water pipe. Oh my God.
Should I explain? No, I shouldn't explain that story. Should I explain
I
that
don't
story?
know.
I don't even know.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna say the name of the store. I'm gonna say I went to a store.
Yeah.
I went to a store, and I went up to the lady and I was like, so I bought a bong here the other day, and then she just like interrupted me. She's like, you mean a tobacco water pipe? And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever the illegal fucking,
Yeah.
I mean,
The
whatever the
legal
legal term is. And then I asked her to fucking measure out my fucking bowl piece. But it was just funny how she fucking just interrupted me just to say that. I'm like, You couldn't just fucking go along with bong. I'm like, you know what a fucking bong is.
She knows
like,
what it is. She fucking
and
works
there's
there.
nobody else in the store unless the fucking her dog that was on the floor is gonna be fucking. But it was only like me, you, and
I've
the
seen
fucking
stores
girl.
with
There was
dogs.
no other fucking people there. I'm
Yeah.
like, really? It's a bong, bro.
It's not a tobacco.
A bong's a
water
bong,
pipe.
no matter what you fucking smoke out of it. It's like, you know what I'm referring
Yeah,
to.
exactly. It's just what it's called. A
Tomato,
tobacco water pipe.
tomato. It's a tobacco water pipe.
It's a tomato water pipe.
Tomato water pipe. A potato water pipe.
Ew, bro. A tomato potato.
A tomato potato. An Alfredo water pipe. Because I was gonna say that, like, I was gonna say that a lot of, like, things that we're putting out are, like, a little bit more, like, right viewed, I can say, but like, I'm only saying that because, like, how suppressed that side is becoming,
Yeah.
you know? Because, like, if the left side was being suppressed, I would do it for the left.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
But, like,
It's
it's just,
not,
like, that only this time that, like, I feel like that side also needs to be said, because a lot of things are shutting out a lot of those opinions.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't fully agree on everything, you know, but I'm just like, just fucking, things need to be out there. Information needs to be out there. You need to disseminate all the information that's around you, all sides, you know,
Yeah.
and then form an opinion. You need to see everything
At
in
the
order
end
to
of the-
truly
yeah.
understand what something is.
At the end of the day, it all comes down to the First Amendment. Everybody has the right. And it doesn't even, it's not even it's not a government thing either. It's like just in general. It's a human right for everybody to be able to think their own opinions as long as they're not hurting anybody else.
Yeah.
You're not some fucking gatekeeper of who's to say what. People can say what they want to say.
Yeah.
Just because you don't agree with it, just because you can't fathom the idea that somebody else believes something else other than you, like, you're nothing to say otherwise.
It's like you're one fucking tiny grain of sand in the population of humanity that we're all, like, so many fucking people out there.
Exactly.
It's like I don't know, it's like the fact that you think that you're so significant enough to think that, like, your opinion overrules everybody else's is a super fucking
It's so
egotistical
arrogant.
thing.
Yeah.
You're arrogant and egotistical. And they claim that you're something, like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's like they
It's
claim that you're a Nazi, meanwhile they're trying to suppress your fucking views, which literally aren't Nazi-like at all.
It's the self-projection thing.
Mhm.
It's fucked up.
It is.
Because it's like all these people, they're like, oh my god, no judgment, all this stuff, like, love for everybody. But then Trump gets involved. They're like, oh, fuck that guy. That guy's a piece of shit.
Did you see
and
what I
stuff.
posted
And you're
on
like,
the
oh,
story?
how hypocritical of you guys. Like, I see it all the fucking time. And I'm like, I'll shut my mouth because I know that I'm not going to fucking, you know, it's just like,
Yeah.
just don't fucking say anything. Like,
Did you see the video I posted on my Instagram story? Where at
Which
the
one?
protest one? It was like a protest. And there was this white ass, just fat fucking dumb bitch who already knows a social justice warrior. And she's like screaming at the top of her lungs. She's like, I guess to cops or whatever, she's like, all of you, I hope all your, like, kids get raped and murdered and shit like that.
what the fuck?
To the point where other protesters literally stopped and were like, yo, like, fucking...
Like, chill. Like, this is not
like,
what we're
fucking
about.
shut up. Like, get the fuck... She started, like, walking away because she noticed that, like, people were like, what the fuck? There's literally a black girl who, like, put her fucking hands over her mouth and, like, looked at her and was like, what the fuck
it's
did
like,
I just
what do
hear?
Yeah.
Like, if you're the type of person...
Because
to say or
they're
believe
like,
that.
because they think, because they're like fake people who go to the protest that want to get, like, they want to be included. That's
what's
also
it
another.
called?
That's also another thing that I feel like a lot of fucking, like, people, like, go to, like, more like sway to a side, it's because they want to be included in something. You know, it's like they don't actually
virtue signaling.
Exactly.
They're just doing it for their own self, for their ego, to feel better about themselves.
Hey, look, I'm involved. I'm a part of this group. I know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna fucking go against these people. But it's just like, no, it's like, clearly by you doing that, it's like an alarm for people to be like, oh, that's a fake person.
Right.
You know?
Tonight.
I think we got it all out.
Yeah, I think we did. I mean, there's more to come. I'm sure we'll talk about it more after the... Because, like, I hope you all realize...
Oh, we're going to do a post-election thing, too, when
I mean,
shit comes out.
Just in general, like, there really isn't going to be a post-election for a while. Because, like Frankie was saying, and, like, we were saying with how long it's going to take, with all the mail-in shit that's going on with this voting, it's going to be a long time before we really know how many people voted for who. And again, like Frankie was saying, no matter what side wins, the other side's going to fight it and be like, okay, recount the votes. Like, oh, something was messed up with the mail-ins. And there's going to still be fighting.
They're going to try to prolong it as much as they fucking can.
Because now either side is going to be able to take the loss in a dignified way. So, yeah, just, it's not over yet. Everybody, we're all just seeing the beginning. And also, please don't partake in burning this fucking country down.
Yeah. It's funny because, like, I was talking to Frankie about it.
Or do it, actually, if he gives a fuck.
With, like, if Trump loses, he was saying something about, like, he's like, and if I lose, you'll never hear from me again. He's like, you'll literally never hear from me again.
He's gonna move. Move into, like, a random fucking cabin in some random forest somewhere in the world. Start living his days as an exiled fucking American.
Yeah, it's so funny because he's clearly fucking with people, and like, and people just fall
he likes
for
the
it.
Reaction.
Yeah, it's like if you clearly can't see that he's like doing it just to like fuck with people, just to know that like they're gonna get mad. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Right.
I don't know. It's funny how, like, everybody thinks that everybody has it figured out, but nobody has
Nobody
figured
has
out.
shit figured out. Nobody knows anything. We don't know anything.
The governmental people are just barely fucking pulling together. They just, like, barely have it, like, a little bit more pulled together than, like, the regular people do.
Yeah.
You know? And soon we're gonna catch up. And then we're all gonna be like, what the fuck do we do now? Oh, yeah, I also wanted to say, I feel like that I didn't even say this, that, like, I said that, like, I was, that in my prediction thing, I am not voting for Trump. I said that I feel like Trump will win. I did not say I'm voting for Trump.
Same here.
I'm voting for Kanye.
Yeah, I'm voting for Kanye.
I'm actually voting for Kanye.
Why?
John.
He's
Yeah, I'm voting
fucking,
for
he's
Kanye.
mentally ill. He's literally mentally fucking
I'm
ill.
fucking voting for
Even
Kanye.
if he gets into office, he's gonna get fucking kicked out for being mentally ill and not knowing what the fuck he's doing. Dude doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Look, I'm on Kanye's side with believing that he's misunderstood and very whatever, but dude's fucking mentally ill. I'm voting for that Trump dynasty, baby. The dynasty of Trumps.
Fucking Frankie's Trump dynasty.
Yeah, if anything, the NPR is what I'm voting for.
He was actually fucking... Yeah, the Naked People's Republic.
Yep.
Yeah, guys, vote for that.
Actually,
it's gonna be
we
on
are
your
the
ballot.
Naked People's Republic, though.
Yeah, we
So
are.
we're not voting for shit. People are voting for us.
Yeah, people are voting for us. Yeah, guys, on your ballot, when it says vote other other candidate, vote the NPR, the Naked People's Republic. That's me, John, Will, and Frankie, and Alex, and we're all gonna be naked,
We
running
will be,
around
yeah.
while this world goes to shit. With our boots on
Yeah, we're gonna have
and duct tape on our
boots,
nipples.
and that's it. Maybe duct tape on the nipples, honestly, because just depends.
Only some of us will.
Just depends, yeah.
But yeah, I was only just making a prediction.
Yeah, that's all that end bit was just people
Yeah.
making predictions.
Because
Anyone-
some people will hear it and they'll
Oh,
be
no,
like,
you're
"Oh my
absolutely
God,
right.
he's a Trump supporter," and then shit like that. I'll be like, "No, I only just said I feel like that he's gonna win. I didn't say that I am voting for Trump. Just to make that clear, because some people,
Voting for Barack Obama, baby.
I'm voting for fucking
Kanye.
legal marijuana.
Yeah, whoever
Wants to legalize marijuana.
Whoever that is, please step up to the plate. You got my vote.
Yeah, Donald Trump.
Yeah, if you're gonna
If
do
you're
it.
listening right
All right,
now.
Donald, you got my vote. Same
If
thing
you
with
want to
Biden.
legalize marijuana, fucking do it right here, right now, and I'll vote for you.
Yeah, right here, right now. I want you to come to our location, sign the papers in this car,
Yeah.
so we know. And then we want to be the first people to go to a dispensary and buy legal weed.
Yeah, I want to be the first.
Put us in
man
a presidential
New York.
motorcade and bring us to a dispensary.
But yeah, so I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm just against corruption.
Exactly, no corruption.
I just see that there's a lot of fucking sketchy shit going on in the Democratic
Mhm.
side, and I'm not okay with that.
Same
and
here.
I will never vote for that right now. If it gets cleaned up, then I would probably vote for Democrat side, but right now,
For sure.
nope. Because honestly, I was a Democrat while Obama was in fucking office, and then right after that, because like right after he got out of office is as I was growing up, and then I saw a lot of shit that was actually happening, and I was able to think for myself, and I was like, oh, never mind. You know?
Yeah.
Because that whole societal thing that it's just like, oh, if you're a good person, you're going to vote Democrat. It's that shit in school they teach you, you know?
Yes.
It's like, oh, if you're a Democrat, you're a good person. If you're a Republican, you're a bad person because you're a soulless person, you know?
Mm-hmm. Because, yeah, you're not a piece of shit for being on either side, but just fucking think for yourself. Don't choose a side.
Exactly. Think for yourself. Do your own research. Don't only take one fucking source of information. It's like we should be one of your many sources of information. It's like we shouldn't be the only source of information, you know? Like you should be going on whatever websites that you trust and fucking do like 15 other fucking resources,
Yeah,
you know?
literally.
Like, we're excited, baby.
Yo, where's the MLA format?
MLA for...
Or APA? I don't know what it would be.
Yeah, but fact check me. I do my own research, and I do say what I remember. But
Mm-hmm.
if you want to see for yourself, fact check it. So yeah,
That's that.
this is the end of the election podcast for now. Until
Until the end of the election.
we're gonna come with another episode of post-election of who wins, of when we first find out.
Goodbyes.
This has been the Wrath of Aquarius podcast. Good night, New York.
Good
It's
night,
been
New
Matt
York.
and John signing out of the reflection period just to clear up some
Yeah, just to
Some
clear
shit.
up anything that may be looming.
We need to be transparent. Maddie's spirit, and then Maddie goes.
Spirit. Maddie goes. Oh my god.
Maddie translucent being.
Transvestite, more like it.
Oh. But yeah, peace out, guys.
Fuck you.
3, go.
All right, guys. Well, I tried to tell you in the podcast that this is going to be on the one for tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay. So I tried to tell you, if you heard the podcast yesterday, about the censorship on like the media, on the social media. So I went to show Matt something about Donald Trump Jr.'s son. Okay. So I type in Donald Trump Jr. Okay. That's his handle. That's his name on Instagram. Nothing else. Just Donald Trump
Donald
Jr.
Trump Jr.
Okay.
Everything
And-
comes
and-
up
and
like
where
these
is
fake
he?
accounts.
Where is he?
All these fake accounts.
All fake shit. Well, not fake, but just not him. These
Yeah,
are all.
these
you know.
are all just like fan pages and
Yes.
shit like that.
But if I go to the account. Now, I don't know if this is because maybe they changed it in between and they changed something in it, but if I go to my account and I type in the same thing, it's already going to come up because I'm following him, but...
Right there.
That's
Boom.
his name.
Comes right up.
That's exactly what I put
When he
in.
follows him.
So why does it not come up on my other accounts? But on the one that I'm already, you know, obviously it's going to come up because I'm following him, but why isn't it coming up anywhere else? Because it's the same name. I didn't put anything else wrong. And this, honestly, I'm sure it happens. You know what? Let's just, while you have the video going, let's see if even Donald Trump comes up. Okay, Donald Trump comes up.
Donald Trump comes up, so it's only Donald Trump Jr.
So it's just his son for some reason.
Okay.
Well,
Interesting.
there you go. There's a little tidbit. That's the shit that happens.
Yeah. So be mindful of that.